Welcome to McArthur Live, episode 121, I think. I'm your host, Tim Bartz, as well as a co-host,
Sarah Davis.
Welcome in, everybody, and I hope you guys are having a great and fantastic day. What is it, December 5th already? So we are in December here. So if you're like me and you haven't gotten any gifts for any of your family members yet, but yes, anyway. So we're going to have some fun tonight.
Or you're like me and you have everything bought.
Yes. This Black Friday, Cyber Monday, done person right
Before December. That's my goal, before December 1st. And I don't have to spend all of December trying to find gifts. I just have to wrap everything.
Yep. All right. So we are recording this as a podcast, so you can listen to it over there. And if you listen to the podcast, we do actually have some. We're going to go over some stuff for later in a Maverick wish list today. So there will be some graphics and some images of that. So if you want to check it out later, that will be the timestamp you'd want to start with on my mind section. So anyway, so there are some things there. So if you're listening to the podcast, but otherwise, either way, you can find us on all the different podcasting platforms and everything. But all right, so what else did you do this weekend?
I went to a vendor sale on Saturday as a vendor. Had a pretty good time there. I know my boys were at your house.
I wasn't there though.
No, you weren't.
I was at work.
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
Besides that, it wasn't very eventful.
I put up the Christmas lights. I was going to actually show a picture of that, but I thought, better not.
We got our fridge put in.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Got it all organized, cleaned out. Found a ton of dog hair and realized that we need to do a 3-month cleaning instead of a 6-month cleaning. Especially during shed times. We have an Australian Shepherd. So, double coat, fluffy dog. He's actually a short hair German or Australian Shepherd. I found out from Nicole. He's not the long hair show coat. He's a short haired Australian Shepherd.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. I put up the Christmas light, so I had fun with that. Hold on, let me check. I was actually gonna. Oh yeah, post an image. So
putting up the tree this weekend.
You'll see here behind us here. Let me tag this here. Just posted that to Instagram, but we got the Bronco in the background. I know we're talking Maverick gifts and all today, but got the Bronco. So they somebody sold the truck that was on the showroom, so they pulled it out this afternoon. I said, if they don't pull anything in there, I'm backing the truck in. For one, it'll be warm after I get done.
Yeah.
But also because we are, my wife and I are going to Bronco Off-Rodeo Moab. We'll be there Saturday because of that purchase, the 2021 Bronco that I finally decided, you have till the end of the year. I'm like, oh, okay. So we only had a couple weekends to choose from, and this weekend.
So I'm going to wrap your bull bar in green, and then it's going to look very festive for you.
Yeah. Well, okay, so some of you can talk. The bull bar there that goes up, or I think they call it a brush guard.
Take it off.
I think they call it a brush guard. I'm not a big fan of it. I like being able to see the Bronco letters, but there is a great benefit of this if you live in Kansas or some of those states where there's a lot of deer. Right now, the deer, they cross right over the road in front of you and everything else. So I'm going to keep it on for right now.
That's why it's called a bull bar.
Well, yeah, that's the farmers use it. Now we always call it a bull bar around here because farmers use that to kind of push the bulls and the cattle and such. But yes, so I'm going to leave it on there. So you'll notice, I don't know if you've followed along on my personal channel, but I've covered a bunch of different modifications, and I need to post a picture of what it looked like at the beginning, what it looks like now. So it is standing pretty tall right now with about a 2-inch lift, 1 3/4 inches, I think, from rough country with the reservoir shocks. And we got, okay, I did add the modular front bumper finally with the brush guard.
Yes.
Got that used. Somebody was putting on an aftermarket one, and I'm like, I'll take yours if you want. And so I bought it from them, and then of course got the
tow hooks. Oh, bash plates.
The bash plates we got before Colorado. So we've done a lot of things to it. And we'll be taking it to Moab. So
looks great.
Gonna have a lot of fun. So yeah. a blast. So we are the reason we're driving to Moab instead of flying is because it would take it like 9 hours to fly between how
Getting
long it
there.
would take to get from here to Wichita to fly with a layover and then get there and then rent a vehicle and then if we got into Moab, I mean, we'd still have to rent a vehicle probably or Uber, whatever. But I figured 9 hours, it's only an extra 3 more to drive there. And hey, guess what? Sunday, let's go do some off-roading. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to hit some trails on Sunday before coming back on Monday. Actually, we're going to stay the night at Hotel Maverick in Grand Junction. It's kind of fun too. So anyway, so there you go. So that all is happening. And that's why that's parked there. So, and now this is my own trip, not for the dealership. And so we will probably get some content for at least my personal channel. So, and maybe some photographs for the dealership. But yes, you got to make sure you get to yours. And I actually think I heard a load of birdies say that if you have a 22 model year Bronco, that you have until the summer to use yours.
Ooh.
So they're getting on this harshness here. So anyway, but there you go. So if you have a 22, you haven't used yours, maybe you should make sure you plan this the spring, summer, get that done. So
Vacation. Plan your vacation around it.
that's right. So anyway, okay. What else? Don't forget to subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. The like button. We do have merch. You have some merch on.
Yes, our
So,
merch.
Sarah, help me. You have to fashion show that.
All right.
So our phrase that we use. Okay, so yeah, Ford Vida guy in the corner. That is it. Hoodie, whatever you want to call it. And then our catchphrase there. Stay positive. You kind of want to be kind of yourself on the back. And Sarah also got a zip jacket, whatever you call it, with the same thing. So there you go. That's on our merch site. Link is in the description if you want to go over there and on all that. So yeah.
The design is of my making, but this teal color is my favorite color, as you can probably tell. I get teal a lot.
Yeah. She got it. Now
I made this off of my website that I sell permalinks and other things through.
Okay.
So this, I can get one for you, but it's not part of our merch site.
So she shouldn't put it on the counter.
Huh?
I shouldn't put it on the desk then.
Why? I use this every Tuesday night now. Actually, I use this every day. This is my work cup.
There you go. All right. Anyway, so there you go. That's all going on. And don't forget, you can become a member too. You want to tell them how to do that? And we'll show them all the screenshots and everything.
If you would like to become a member, it's right there, that join button beside the subscribe button. Once you join, it will show you your benefits. So that's how you can tell if you join. If you're an Apple user, you have to do things differently. You have to go to your web browser, go up to little a and big A by the link, hit request desktop browser. And at that point, you should see it.
Yeah.
Yep. You can find our member content under the community tab and the membership tab. We go live once a week and we do a lot walk once a week.
And I did update that recently. So if you're a member, I think you actually see it on the main channel. If you look at, like, I have videos, live streams and such, I actually figured out that you can actually have member content there. So there it is. And I think if you're not a member that may be there, you just may not be able to watch any of it. So there you go. All right. You want to do some shout outs to some members?
Yeah, I was making sure I'm getting everyone. Excuse me. All right, let's start this off. Now, I couldn't see the very first comment, but the very first comment was made by RR Raptor, and this is his second comment. Hello.
I think he did one yesterday or something. Yeah, I didn't see it either today.
Yeah.
It's not showing in here. Yep.
Yeah. But he was the first one. We have Marine Vet, who says he's going to be on time for a change.
Yeah, saw that earlier.
He's not out on the trails this evening. Our Quibido is here with us. We have Montauk from Montauk, right?
I don't know. It's Maverick scheduled. I remember that.
Yes. We have Francis Arrigo, who is anxiously waiting for his.
And his Bronco is in transit.
Yes.
I think it.
Finally?
We got it shipped email.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. We have John Bradley. After 441 days, it's in my garage. Now, is
There
that
we go.
Bronco or Maverick?
I would assume Maverick at this point. We can talk about that in a second.
Hey, some of those smaller dealerships.
Yeah,
We have Elizabeth K. saying evening all. William Smith. Hi, everyone. We have Niles Gridley, our aftermarket specialist here and one of our moderators. And if you have any questions about aftermarket, put at Niles Gridley and he will certainly help you out with those questions.
He might pop in and make a presence later. We get to talk about Maverick gifts.
Ooh.
Maverick stuff to buy.
We have Ghost Dang. Good evening, everyone. Jim Hughes. I feel like I haven't seen some of you guys for a while. I'm seeing new names that are popping up that I haven't seen in a minute.
Yeah, so I see.
Ragnar Khan is on time. Hey, look at the red gift carrying Super DDs. Now a Bronco. That thing is amazing.
Yeah. Don't put any gifts in that.
It's not
They're
staying
going to
for
go to
long.
Moab with me. They might get left on the trail.
We have Sean Watkins. So excited to see my 24 Bronco get a VIN and schedule for 1/1/24.
Ooh.
Jack Evans. Hello to all the Long Mat crew. Happy December. Ridgeview. Snowfall about 10 inches. Looks like winter wonderland here. Sticks to the trees. I want winter wonderland like that. I'm going to need to take off a few weeks to go up to Maine.
Yeah.
In Baker, good evening, all. We have Gino Abbing. Hello, all from sunny Tampa. And Mike Mahathi. Merry Christmas, Tim, Sarah, and crew. Happy Hanukkah to our Jewish friends. And 22 comments while I was going through those.
All right. Got most everybody, all of those covered. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Don't forget, also, just recently, videos that have gone live since the last live stream. We did a video on a 23 Trimmer R build, and we do a Trimmer R here. So we take the trimmer, we do to the trimmer what Ford does to the Raptor R. So we do the trimmer as an R what Ford does to the Raptor R. So it's 5.0 liter supercharged. Anyway, so we have that package. I did a video on that. We also do a 37 package 2 on that. But this customer had some special requests. So it has some pretty cool bumpers, front and rear bumpers, as well as a topper and everything. So we did that video. I actually recorded it for a while back, but that went live. If you want to take a look at that. Also, we did a video on the 24 Mustang California Special, what's included and what's not available, what is not available on and such. So you know that requirement, because it does require GT premium trim to get that. And then also the 24 F-150 Raptor. We finally got the complete guide video done on that one. Went live yesterday. So, and then tomorrow we should have one on the Escape driver control. So people have actually liked on where I did on the Maverick, where I went through all the different controls, the buttons, what they do, how they work, and everything. But some people that have an Escape said, "Can you do that for the Escape?" So I do have a video that I think is about done. Right, you'll have that done tomorrow probably. So tomorrow night we should probably have that one. Eventually we'll get to the screen. The new 13.2 inch screen, which is pretty much optional on every trim level for the Escape. So a lot of people will probably upgrade to that because it's not too bad. It's in the Tech Pack 1. So as well as the other videos, I'm not sure yet. We're going to try to get those recorded here. But what we're working on are a video on the 23 Lightning Special Edition, which I may not be able to record tomorrow like I thought, because we sold the only one that we had right now or today. Also, the 24 Mustang Dark Horse handling package, which I probably need to hurry up and do a video on that because we just lowered the price on that. So that might sell. So we're definitely need to do a video on that handling package, what's included and such, and how rare it is. And then the 23 Roush Super Duty. We got the first ones in the country, I believe, first ones in the country that I can tell of those, and we got 4 in. And so we'll try to do that probably when I get back from our trip. So there you go. Some things to look forward to from the channel. And don't forget about some of the other channels that we support. Down in the description, I was All Train Nation had a fun live stream last night. They're not going to be doing a live stream until the first of the year. which kind of disappointing. I don't know what I'm going to do on Monday nights now. But that was a lot of fun. They were talking about what they're going to be doing, how the year went, the different trips and things they went to, Bronco events and different things this last year. We'll be doing a live stream like that and covering that probably December 26th. We'll see how that goes. So should have a grandson that day, but we'll just see. So we might have to move it up. We might have to move it before Christmas just in case we don't do a live stream on Christmas, the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move it up or move it back?
Well, I mean, where we talk about how the year in review we might move it up. So we might do it the week before that. But next week, we're going to talk Bronco gifts for your Bronco customers. And then the week after, we'll probably do a recap of the year, just in case we don't do a live stream after Christmas.
Yeah.
And then first of the year, that's when we'll talk about what events are we thinking of going to for next year. So just we'll wait until 2023.
But there will definitely be a baby by that Christmas day or the day after Christmas.
Yes, that's scheduled.
It's scheduled.
So,
there will be a baby that day.
Because my daughter's son, or that she has now, first son, had spina bifida. So because of that and the special surgery that she had, the in utero surgery, she had 2 C-sections for that baby because they did an in utero surgery at 22 weeks, 24 weeks, somewhere in there.
24.
And because of that, they don't want to
have natural labor.
Yeah, they don't want to chance it and have any difficulties. So that's going to go early. So, yes. So
I'm excited. I already
poor kid. I feel bad, though. He's got to celebrate birthday and Christmas within a day.
Yeah. So. I'm next time I go down to get my hair done, Jolie's gave me a year-round pass so I can go on base and see Jamie.
I actually got a pass because I'm going on base tomorrow night. Get my hair cut. So anyway, all right. What else? Don't know.
Are you going to do a walk around of the 4-door Heritage Standard?
I haven't done one of those.
I feel like you have.
I don't think I did.
Maybe you didn't.
The one we got in was sold. We've only had one, right? Or 2.
Heritage?
Just
not Heritage Limited.
Yeah, we did one Heritage Limited, which every dealer only gets one.
Right.
So I think we've only gotten one in. So.
But he said just Heritage. We got 1 4-door, right? The rest of ours have been 2-door.
Well, I think we've only gotten 1 Heritage Edition in.
No, we've gotten like 2.
Okay, I don't know.
But
to see.
I think only one of them was a 4-door.
Yeah. All right. I'm not sure.
I've done a walk. Like I did a quick walk around on one.
I got some other ideas.
Short.
I got some other ideas too. So.
Remember, I had the short, where I did one because we had the Bronco Heritage and then the Bronco Sport Heritage.
Yes.
Right in front of it. So there's a short.
Yep.
Check our shorts page, and you might be able to find it there, or type in Heritage and you'll find it.
All right. What else? All right. You got a good dealer moment?
Yes. Just need to grab it.
All right. Don't forget to keep. I haven't gotten any of those in a while. Send us some good dealers if you had some really good experience with your local dealer.
I haven't been getting emails.
So
I'm using the thread on Maverick Truck Club.
Say, I think it was a mach-e forum started one.
Oh, so I should check
you might
that.
Check that out because they had one that said, "Shout out to your dealers," or whatever. And
perfect.
So
I'll go find it.
You might find that too. But
yeah. All right. So this one is from PGH Fish Fry. I just filled out the form, which they have the form for the good dealer list. He had a great experience with Corwin Ford in Mannington. What's WV? Which state is WV?
WV. West Virginia. Hey, when you're on live video, it's the stress of having a.
All right.
It happens. It's all right.
Corwin Ford in Mannington, West Virginia. I live about 2 hours away in Pittsburgh, and I'm all of 5 minutes from Kenny Ross Ford South. But when I initially ordered with Kenny Ross, I wasn't happy with their experience. It took them days to get my order entered, but they told me they were tracking tacking on 2,000. I canceled that order and called Jack at Corwin Ford on the recommendation of family who had bought with him before, and he immediately entered my order. I had the email from Ford before we were off the phone and explained the entire process. I ended up paying MSRP, but got a fair price for my trade, and he didn't pressure me on the ESP. I did decide to purchase one, but I appreciate not being locked in a room with a finance manager until I buy one, which I've experienced at bigger dealers before. I was happy to drive the 2 hours to pick up this weekend in exchange for working with an honest dealer. They don't get a ton of allocations because they're small, but I don't think they get a ton of Maverick orders either. I was impressed with how quickly everything moved. I ordered the first week, orders opened in July, was built in early November, and the truck was at the dealer November 29th.
There you go.
So Corwin Ford in Mannington, West Virginia.
There you go. Never been there to the state.
Yeah.
Never been to Utah either. I'm going. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait till we get to Colorado and start seeing the mountains. And
Nevada was the first time I've been anywhere past the mountains of Colorado.
Yep. All right. Okay. What's next on our agenda here? Oh, scheduling notes.
Your turn.
We ready for that? All right. Where's my branding? Okay, so we're going to get into scheduling information for this week and what scheduling and everything. And I'm not going to show up the graphics because I don't want to get in trouble with Ford, even though they are available on different social media sites. I'll reference those different forums. If you want to find them, go there and look them up. But let's go through some scheduling information here for this week. All right, so scheduling for this week. This, of course, this is for orders that are going to be scheduling on December 7th. So let's first go ahead and flash up the information so we can go over that, what we're talking about here. So for those of you that are new to the channel, or maybe you're new to placing an order, you want to know what's all these terminology mean. So here it is. So order bank is where the dealer will place all their orders, stock or retail orders. A retail order is a customer placed order. So if a customer comes in, they can't find a vehicle they're liking at the dealer lot, and they want to custom order one, either or, then they'd place a retail order. A stock order would be an order placed by the dealership for their stock or lot inventory. So usually, of course, we'll talk about priorities. I'll come back to this, but priority, a dealer is given to orders. So they can give it a 03 through 19 for a retail order, or 20 to 80 for a stock order. The lower, the better. It's like golf. So that's why retail orders are always looked at first. So that would be a reason and a purpose for placing a retail order, is that it will be looked at before a stock order. So scheduling is when Ford schedules an order for a production date out of the order bank. So production dates, of course, is when the vehicle is going to be built. So we're talking about scheduling for production dates in the future. So what's being built this week, with what's scheduling to be built this week for future dates. And we'll talk about those dates. Allocations, that's where Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders. So having a retail order in the order bank does not necessarily mean that order will just get scheduled the next time that they're scheduling. It doesn't work that way. A dealer has to have an allocation to schedule an order in the order bank. So even if a dealer has 2 or 3 orders, if they have 0 allocations, they won't schedule until the next time they have allocations for that model. So dealership earns allocations from their sales of each model within their region. And there's some things to that. Also, they'll earn the allocations based on their sales volume, but also they gain the allocations, but they can lose allocations if they have too much inventory in stock as well. So there's a nice formula that Ford likes to use for that for each model. Constraints, those are options that may be in short supply or take longer to build. We'll talk about that, some limited exhausted availabilities and that kind of thing. Capacity is the planned production rate of a given motor, trim, option, whatever it might be. We'll talk some of these we'll actually talk about what their capacity is, and the lower the capacity, the longer it will take to get your order scheduled, depending on how many orders are in there. Of course, there's a lot of variables that go into this. And job 1 and 2 is a production run within the model year. Every models right now are on job 1. Mustang has moved to job 2 already, and I think Super Duty as well. And then balance out is the end of production for a particular option or maybe even a model like the Edge, which is balancing out right now as well. So, all right. So there's terminologies. Of course, at the end, we'll go through scheduling. If you have any questions on scheduling, make sure you put at Sarah Davis down there so that we can go ahead and answer questions at the end of this. So let's go through. Start with the 24 model year Mustang. There is no scheduling this week, so Mustang is not scheduling currently. But for dealers that do have a balance to schedule Mustang Dark Horse allocation, they must for that order to be eligible, they have to take off that Dark Horse handling package. It is not available right now, or that allocation may be lost, it says. Excuse me. Also, wheel 642, which is a 19 by 8.5 inch premium polished aluminum wheel. That is, says dealers should consider removing this option on their orders as soon as possible. Otherwise, their orders will have an extended delay or might not be selected for scheduling for the remainder of the model year. So, yeah, just take, I guess that wheel's not going to be available at all. So currently there's 892 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the 24 Mustang, and the order banks are open up right now if you want to order one, including the California Special, which was a job 2 option there, or package, I should say. All right, moving on. 24 model year Escape. They are scheduling for January. We call it cleanup scheduling. That's something I need to add in my terminology. Cleanup means that if a dealership has a leftover allocation that then did get scheduled, they're trying to fill those last slots of what they have. So the factory may say, you know what, we have, like on Escape, we have, some actives that we have room for. So we'll try to fill in those allocations with that. So if a dealer has an allocation that hasn't been used up with a retail order, they'll try to fulfill it with maybe a stock order, an active stock order if they have one in there, that kind of thing. So they are going to be, scheduling for dealers that have allocations. They are scheduling for build weeks for January as well as for February. So 2 months there that they're scheduling for. So it could be somewhere in January or February if you get scheduled. There's currently 412 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Escape. Not that many. 28% of those are for plug-in hybrid. So some of the 412, even though they probably could schedule all of them, they may not all be scheduled because plug-in hybrid only, a certain percentage of those, I think 7% is their capacity for each month, can be scheduled. So it depends on, how many they can build total. 7% of that will be plugins. Well, if that number is over the 28% of the 412, then they would schedule all the plugins. But so anyway, retail order banks are open up right now for the Escape. So moving on, 24 model year Bronco Sport. They are doing, again, cleanup scheduling. So again, filling slots for dealers and such. Like for us, they were scheduling retail orders first the last couple weeks, or I should say last week. We didn't have any retail orders. So we have like 9 allocations. They weren't getting we didn't get any Bronco Sport scheduled because we had no retail orders, which is what they're doing last week. So this week is cleanup scheduling. So now they'll go through ours and try to use our allocations for stock, which we have a bunch of stocks that are previewing today. They're all Heritage Edition, by the way. It's kind of weird. They are scheduling for build weeks in January and February, so they'll fill it in where they can. One note here that is surprising to me is no scheduling for Badlands until mid-March. So if you have a Bronco Sport Badlands, go try to find one at a dealer. We have like 4 or 5 in stock. There are plenty at dealer lots. Go try to find one at a dealer lot instead of trying to do a custom order. That would be my best suggestion right now, because it's going to be a while before, if you do put in place a Badlands retail order, it's going to be a while before it gets scheduled. Currently 155 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, and the order banks are open right now. And you can place the Badlands order. It's just it won't schedule, it looks like, until mid-March. So no reasoning. Sometimes they don't tell us why. In this case, they don't. So, all right. Moving on. 24 model year Edge. Looks like it is scheduling for production weeks, the weeks of February 5th through March 4th. So they are trying to finish out Edge production for total. I mean, they're sunsetting Edge. So if you're wanting an Edge, they did open the order banks back up for the Edge for non-STs. So if you want a 2.0 liter engine Edge, you can place it. They did open it back up. And there's currently 838 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. We don't have any. So if you actually wanted one, we could place one and get it probably scheduled. I think we have like an allocation. All right. Moving on. 24 model year Ranger. No scheduling this week. Scheduling will resume next week. So, or that's next week. The 14th is the next time they will start scheduling again for Ranger. I did notice most of our Ranger orders that had already been scheduled are set for January build dates. I think we have one in December. The rest of them are the beginning of January. I assume that's where most of them are laying right now. We've got a dealer memo. We'll talk about that in just a second, where they said, we'll keep you updated December. And they did. So we'll go over that in just a little bit. There are currently 4,318 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Ranger. Does not include Raptor. So don't know how many Raptors are in there. And then the order banks are open up for the 24 Ranger right now. 2.7 liter, by the way, is not showing up yet. So not quite available as well as far as I know. Moving on. 24 model year Bronco. So they are scheduling. It says January cleanup scheduling. February priority scheduling is for Raptor, Everglades, Heritage, and Heritage Limited. So that means that they're going to schedule regular Broncos for January, that they can fill those holes. So January cleanup scheduling. So again, trying to fill those last holes. February, though, priority will be to the Raptor, Everglades, Heritage, and Heritage Limited if your dealer has those available and they have allocations available. Like I said, all of ours are already used. It does say Raptor will require the optional beadlock wheel 64T in the vinyl interior to be selected for January scheduling. Well, they just talked about they're going to prioritize this for February. I don't think they know what they're doing. And then also important notice, don't forget the order banks are closed for those Heritage, right? When was that supposed to be? December? Yeah. Order banks are closed for Heritage Edition and Heritage Limited Edition. So that is done. Everything else should be open for order banks. Currently, only 5,381 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Only 5,000 for the Bronco. That's the lowest number it's ever been. Well, until they switched over from 23 to 24. But now here's some numbers that I can give you. Again, I don't want to place the shots on there and get myself in trouble, but there's currently 1,302 Heritage Edition orders. That'd be 2-door, 4-door, both. It doesn't actually separate that out. Only 60 Everglades orders, and Everglades capacity is like 1.5%, the last I heard, and 340 manual transmissions, which is not that many. And they have not told us what that percentage is going to be. I know the sheet that's going on Bronco 6G is showing 0%. That's just because I think that carried over and someone didn't update the percentages from last year because it was 0% at that part of job 2 last year. That just hasn't been updated. So, and the order banks are open up for everything except for the Heritage and Heritage Limited for the Bronco. So, and they're scheduling fast. I think we're down to like less than 10 unscheduled retail orders for the Bronco. So, place your orders. You shouldn't take you long to get scheduled. Most dealerships could probably schedule pretty quick. We are very close, maybe 1 month out from being to the point where you can order and get it in like, 8 to 12 weeks. That's pretty impressive. So that's pretty good that they're getting there. Again, a lot depends on what you order. Everglades is a very low, scheduling or capacity. Raptor is low, Heritage Edition is low, but if you're looking at any of the other trims, it's not. I mean, it's really to where you could order just about anything, even a hardtop, even a Sasquatch, even the Lux package, and without waiting too long. So place those orders. Don't be afraid that's going to take too long. 24 model year Maverick is doing cleanup scheduling as well for January and February build dates. Again, a dealership has to have an available allocation. We used all 150 of ours last week. So if your dealer has an unscheduled one or an allocation available, then you could get scheduled. Cleanup scheduling means, again, they're going to fill in those slots where they have available. More than likely, if you're looking and your dealership has an available allocation, if you have the XLT standard wheel, you probably won't get scheduled at this point. If you have like a black appearance package, or if you have an FX4 off-road package on the XLT, chances are a lot better. But I know the XLT standard wheel is really hard to get scheduled, especially when you get to the part where we're right now, where we're cleanup scheduling. Then you're probably, if you have that standard wheel, you're not going to get scheduled. So there's currently 20,656 unscheduled orders in the order bank. And think about this: last month they built 13,000 Mavericks. 13,000 Mavericks got built last month. So we are to the point where they probably won't schedule a lot for the remainder of January, February, but we're really close to being caught up completely on Maverick unscheduled orders. 81% of those are hybrids. 60% of those are XL. And the order banks are open up right now because they can still build a lot more vehicles. So even 60% of the 20,000. So I know that's more than 10,000, but they can get that scheduled and built this model year easily. So, all right, moving on. And if you want to see that constraint list, I do preface this. If you do look at those constraint lists and such, you need to understand how to read those. And if you're not sure how to, we've talked about it in several of the other videos, like last week. Watch that video if you want to get a good explanation of what that all means. 24 model year Explorer, and they are scheduling for January cleanup scheduling for production. It says January scheduling, but it says that they're scheduling for January and February build date, so I'm not sure which is right. Order banks are open up for 24 model year. Again, don't forget, they're only going to produce those for 4 months: January, February, March, and April. Only 161 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. And last chance to get your King Ranches and Timberlines because they will not make those for the new for 25 model year. That's all I have for Explorer. Moving on, 24 model year Expedition. They are scheduling. Don't forget, the Platinum will require the optional 22-inch wheel. There's currently 51% of the unscheduled orders in the order bank that have the standard wheel. Those people will not get scheduled without going to the optional wheel. And we've had that same note for a long time. Limited 302A will require the sandstone trim as well. And there's currently 1,471 unscheduled orders in the order bank. And again, 700 of those have the standard wheel that won't schedule. So really, we have 700 orders that are available to schedule. So that shouldn't be too hard. And again, the order banks are open up for the 24 Expedition. Moving on, 24 model year Mach-e. They are scheduling. This is January cleanup scheduling. They're scheduled for January as well as the first 3 weeks of February. It looks like currently only 28 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. So not too many there. Order banks are open up, and probably most of those 28 will get scheduled. So, and don't forget, order banks are open up for the Select and the Premium. GT is not opened up yet, and we haven't heard. It'll probably be January before we hear anything about that in the rally. So, all right, moving on to the 24 model year Super Duty. It says job choose system fill. That's what it's saying here. So it says scheduling production for weeks at Kentucky will be January 1st through January 29th, the weeks of those. And then for Ohio, from the weeks of January 29th through the weeks of February 12th. And there's currently 23,937 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Order banks are open up. Keep in mind, King Ranch Platinum Limited are really difficult, very low percentages. So there's currently 20% of those orders that are King Ranch with only 4% capacity. On the Platinum, 25% of those 23 or 24,000 orders are Platinum orders with 5% the capacity. And on the Limited, the capacity is 14%. 14% of the orders of the 24,000 are limited orders with only 2% capacity on those. And then also the high output diesel engine, over almost 60% of the unscheduled orders have the high output engine versus 10% as their capacity. So I did look up our orders. We have 8 Super Duty orders that are previewing. 7 of the 8 have the high output diesel engine. And when I say previewing, that means that they are looking at those to schedule them. So they're really, contemplating scheduling those on Thursday. So they kind of preview several orders. So that not necessarily that they'll schedule, but a really good chance that they will. 7 of 8 are the high output diesel engine. So if you have the high output diesel engine, your chances are actually pretty decent, probably, because ours are getting looked at, as well as not only that, but 3 Platinums, of the 8, 3 platinums, 1 king ranch. So half of them are the harder ones to get scheduled, and then the other 4 are lariats. So there you go. So this might be the week for you guys on the platinum and king ranches. 24 model year F-150. They are scheduling this week for production week of February 12th. Currently 5,138 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up, and really there's not any constraints on about anything on the F-150. If anything, it'd be the Lariat Black Appearance Package, which is about 8% of the orders have that on them, and their capacity is 7%. So they're right close, but so it shouldn't be, you should be able to order about anything other than, don't forget, trimmer is not, you can't order trimmer right now. They didn't mention Raptor this week. In the past, they've said Raptor 802A and 803A were not going to get scheduled, but they took that off for this week. So I don't know, either they're not scheduling Raptor, or maybe they will start scheduling the 802 and 803As. So we did actually place, I think, an 802A order today, so we'll find out. But again, your dealership would need a Raptor allocation. Those are separate from your regular allocations. All right, 24 model year F-150 Lightning, they're scheduling for the same week as the F-150, the week of February 12th. Order banks are open up. They don't give us a number of how many unscheduled orders there are like they do the others. So we don't know what's going on there. Don't forget, order banks are open up, including the Flash, XLT. All those are available right now. 24 model year Transit, last one here. They are scheduling for production weeks, the weeks of January 29th through February 5th. Currently 6,403 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, which are open up if you want to place a Transit order. There are some Transit order constraints, but yeah, I won't get into all that. So I think that's all I have. So we'll just jump into some questions here. All right, got any questions for me?
Yes. The question that's on my mind, I will answer right before we transition.
Okay.
If I can get my screen to get back big. There we go. All right. So we have, and I may go back in order. Will Ford ever change standard wheel during year if they run out of the other, like on an XLT Mav?
No, they might make some job 2 changes to the wheel. But right,
it wouldn't be because of constraints.
Yeah, so basically there's a certain capacity that the vendor that they're working with or supplier can make, and so they just got a lot more XLTs that are not, FX4 or Black Appearance Package than they thought they would. I mean, because originally, like, more than 50% of the orders were XLT, and so they wouldn't, that's the problem there. So I think maybe it might have been, I think they should offer an optional wheel on the XL. But I think the reason they're not is because they want people to go XLT. I mean, if they offer the XLT wheel on the XL, they just make it an XLT at that point. So, but I'm wondering if, some of the XL capacity is the steel wheel. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
All right. If Super Duties are in Job 2, what will happen to the remainder of Job 1 orders that didn't get scheduled?
So an order in the order bank isn't a Job 1 order necessarily. So if you ordered at the beginning when Job 1 was going, it doesn't make your order just a Job 1. It's an order. So the difference is that when they shift to Job 2, that's how they're going to be built. So if they make a change, like an example of that is on the Maverick a couple years ago, when what they did on the Maverick, they changed the temperature from actually being able to read the temperature where it said 80 degrees or 78 to just a little temperature icon, and it showed it on the screen. So that was just a change they made for Job 2. So that just meant that everything that was ordered or scheduled at that certain point then would have that change to it, without you being able to make that option. So that's the difference. So if they make any significant changes between Job 1 and Job 2, it's just your order will still be built and scheduled. It's still being looked at. It's just now it's going to be built with any changes that they make, and sometimes they don't tell us what those little
Mhm.
modification or changes are, and sometimes they don't make any changes.
Yeah.
It's just that they just have they kind of separate into two production runs. So
Alrighty.
somebody asked me that, or asked me, but they put it in one of the forums. They said, when are we going to see the Job 2 Bronco order bank or order guide? Well, we don't really.
No.
I mean, they won't sometimes on the order guide you might see it actually say that it's a Job 2 order guide, but only if there's a Job 2 change that there is significant. Otherwise they won't tell us that that's a Job 2 order. A lot of them,
sometimes he has to sit there and go through and find the one thing that changed, and sometimes it's just the spelling.
oh yeah, I mean, I went through, and we'll talk about that actually, because there were some for today or for this month. Usually at the beginning of every month there's a what they do, an update to the order guide. At the beginning of every month they'll find some error, which what's really funny is on the F-150 Lightning they did update it, but they still didn't include the heat pump, so which is really weird. But anyway, all right, next question.
I have a 24 Escape ordered. Last week, I got an email from Ford stating the continued supply chain issues are slowing things down. Have you heard anything about this?
Okay, so that's just Ford's way of saying that they've communicated with you every 45 days. So that's just a canned email for them.
Those are the 45-day emails that the Maverick owners get and the Bronco owners get.
Yeah, so if
You've
yours
joined
doesn't,
the list.
if yours doesn't schedule in a certain time frame, you'll just get that email. So like you can look at it now and figure out what 45 days are from today, and if yours doesn't schedule by then, you'll get that same email again. But Escape really, well, yeah, production Escape hasn't been great. I think right now I don't think we have any, we don't have any technically in stock. We have recall. We have some vehicles that are in stock, but they have recalls, so we can't sell them, so they're not on our website.
Yeah. All right. That's not scheduling. That's not scheduling. That's not scheduling. Here we go. Sorry. So only 60 Bronco Everglade orders were ordered, or those are ones not scheduled. That makes them quite a rare bird. Wonder why more customers do not like the look.
Okay, so they scheduled a bunch of Everglades 2 weeks ago. So there's a couple weeks ago before Thanksgiving where they did specific scheduling for Everglades, Heritage Edition, and Raptors. And so they scheduled a bunch of Everglades. We have 3 Everglades orders, and they all scheduled that week. That's why you're only seeing like 60 Everglades. So that's probably how many orders have actually been put in since they did the scheduling. Because I think about every Everglades was scheduled. That could be a couple weeks ago. This week was basically all the others got scheduled. But with that in mind, because Everglades capacity is 1.5%, that's lower than the Heritage Edition capacity. Think about that. Actually, I was planning on doing a video of what's a good buy, and maybe some things to think about, and what are going to be the rare ones. And if you can get one at a good deal, wouldn't be a bad idea to get. And Everglades will be on that list because capacity is 1.5% versus 3%. And that 1.5 may be because not that many people order it, which is a very big possibility. And in that case, then it wouldn't necessarily be that rare. But what hurts the Everglades is not being available in the 2.7 liter engine. Yes. So
yeah,
I like it. I like the trim. I'm not a big fan of the snorkel because I don't need one, but I like the graphics on the side, some other things about it. I like the wheel.
Is that snorkel removable?
I think there'd be a hole, like where it goes in.
So if you 3D printed,
maybe not. I don't know.
I'll look at it. All right.
Or you can just get something else and get those wheels aftermarket because those wheels are available. Basically, it's standard. It's a black diamond.
But I like the graphics.
Yeah, true. But you can basically that vehicle is a black diamond.
We all know
Sasquatch.
I'm either gonna get a blue freewheeling Bronco Sport or a Robin's Egg blue Bronco Sport. That's what
Well, we got 6 or 7 Bronco Sports are supposed to schedule this week, so go in there and change the color if you don't want.
No, I can't right now. All right. Has Ford ever offered a set of winter tires or wheels as an option or an incentive to get a different trim level?
No. Not really.
So they haven't offered like tires or wheels, but we've seen them offering, like last year with the Maverick, they offered the rail kit, right? The rail system, if you got spray and bed liner, right?
Okay, yeah, but that has nothing to do with this. Like
No.
winter tires, like
No, we haven't seen that where they offer winter tires or wheels as an option or an incentive
No.
to get a different trim level.
no, because I mean that means they have to have some way of getting those tires and wheels to you,
Yes.
right? Which is probably why for
Well-
originally the Bronco was supposed to get the dual top at launch, 21, and then it didn't for a while. And I think it was because they were trying to figure out how we're going to get it to them. We don't want to ship all these to the dealer.
Well, she's saying so, like, offer a different tire or wheel on a different trim so that you switch trims to get you completely out of that trim.
I mean, that's what the different trim levels are for.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already
Right.
dictated, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd offer a separate one. So there are a lot of people who they'll put winter tires on their vehicle, and that's
They
just something they
may-
have to do
right.
separate.
Yeah.
Because when they're making vehicles for all over the country, they can't dictate of where they're going to live, whether they're going to be in Florida or
Yeah.
if they're going to be in Maine, right? So
All right. 24 XLT Lux build site won't let you add bed mat with drop in. Will the mat
Correct.
still fit? Like if they bought it aftermarket.
I mean,
Does the mat fit with the spray and bed liner?
it probably won't fit perfectly because now you have what, 1/4 of an inch of liner in there. So the bed mat is measured to fit in there without it. So when you add the drop-in liner, then it's probably not gonna fit completely in there. It'll probably be, you probably can put it down, and it's probably gonna do is round up on the edges because it won't fit perfectly.
Yeah.
But the drop-in bed liner is modular. Niles, see, we need someone that has one that we can have fun with and take off and show you how modular it is.
Yes.
But I want to, if we get a stock one, we might just do it. We might just do it. Derek won't mind, right? Shh. We'll ask for forgiveness later. But no, we those that actually I want to do a video on that, on the modular drop-in liner. I gotta make sure people know that is a modular drop-in liner. Those 4 pieces. So anyway,
how long does a Maverick generally stay in production status? It changes. So sometimes we'll see a vehicle in production for a few days. Sometimes it changes.
So this is a status. So you have on order status, you have scheduled, you have production, you have shipped, and you have delivered. So the in production status changes from on order to in production about 2 weeks before. It's 10 days, about a week to 10 days, maybe 2 weeks before its build date. It'll actually flip to in production. So your vehicle won't be being produced when the day that flips over. It's being sent to the order is being sent to the plant is what they call it. So technically it can stay in production for 2 to 3 weeks before you see that shipped status.
Yes.
So that's just a status. There's a lot of sub statuses, I like to call it, within that status. So while it's in production, you're going to see the order sent to plant. The order is being built. It's being sent to the mod center. It's coming back from it. I think they call it body company. Coming back from body company, it's being released. So you'll see a produced status at some point once it comes back from the mod center, and then it'll get released, and then you'll see it being changed to shipped. And so there's a lot going on within that production.
Yeah.
That you don't see.
Depending on the model,
technically it can stay there for a long time.
Depending on what model choices you've made on your options and all of that can also make a difference on how long it stays there. Because something that's quick, easy, nothing else needed from the body shop or anything, I've seen those go through within a week.
Yeah.
in and out.
But it'll start to go. It'll go into production when that order is sent to plant, which is usually about 10 days to 2 weeks before the actual build date. Right. So anything that's being built in 2 weeks from now could go into in production today. Right. And it could stay in there until and then be produced. And then if it's an easy thing where it doesn't have anything extra, it could then switch over within a week. But I'd say at the very minimum, you're expecting it's going to be in production for
Yeah.
at least 2 weeks because of the various sub right.
Yep.
The things that happens within it.
All right. And those are our scheduling questions. The rest of our questions I've pulled aside and seen from everyone, I will keep until we've hit the topic. Either you've asked a question that we're going to be talking about later, or I've saved it for the Q&A after we've gone over everything.
All right. So let's talk about, I did mention order guides and did change and up a couple of them that get updated. The first. One of them was on the 23 Bronco, believe it or not, because the order guide actually had that on the Raptor page, the Raptor standard equipment, it had in there that it had an armrest with cup beverage holders on it. It does not. So they removed that wording so that people wouldn't expect they're going to get that. So there you go. So that wording was changed and updated. That was it that I could find. Now, some of these I look and I can't find a change because what Ford will do is each of the order guide that they get changed, they'll actually include what pages had changes to them that were different. So they had to reprint them or put them in there. And I'll go through those pages, and some of them I'll look through and I'm like, I can't see a difference on anything. I'll go line by line, word by word, and not see it. So for 24 model year order guides, they made some changes to the F-150 police responder, the F-150 Lightning, the Mustang Mach-E, the Ranger, Bronco, the Transit, and the motorhome strip chassis. So I'll go through ones that I did find changes that I could tell. One of them was the Bronco, the 24 model year Bronco. I did see the change. So the Raptor Code Orange appearance package is now available. So they took it out of late availability options on the main page or the major featured pages. So they removed that out of the late availability options, which I actually had noticed that. What was it, 2 weeks ago that I noticed that?
I think so.
Yep. And so then on the Raptor optional page where it has the Code Orange appearance package, it had late availability. They took that wording off of there. So that was changed. So that was pretty much it on that. Oh, no. And then also the Big Ben trim has had the marine grade or the dark space gray with the black onyx interior. Sandstone was a late availability. That has been taken off. So if you do want the Big Ben with the sandstone interior, it should be available for you to make that change to your order if you want that. Or if you've been waiting for that to place your order, now you can place the order. So that wording has been taken out. I didn't try to place an order or change one, so don't mark my word on that, but should be soon, if not. Also, the Raptor, they made a change to one of the FX4 off-road package, and this is just I think it's a silly thing, but they had skid plates and showing that it was the engine and transfer case shield and fuel tank guard. Now they've removed the skid plate and put it under the exposed bash plate. So it says exposed bash plate, steel bash plate, engine and transfer shield. And again, some of the stuff is just rewording of things. It's not really significant. Now on the Mach-E and the F-150 Lightning, I couldn't see a difference in any of the pages. So the Mach-E, they just made changes to the select optional equipment pages and the premium optional pages, but I couldn't tell what they made changes to. And then on the Lightning, they made some change to the Pro standard equipment as well as the Pro optional equipment, the Flash standard equipment, which I didn't see the difference, in the Platinum optional equipment. So I don't know. I couldn't tell what they were. In the Transit, they made a lot of changes to the configurations of the van and such. So, all right. Anyway, all right. So that's that. Moving on, the only other dealer news update, and we're probably not going to have a lot of updates from Ford coming up. This one did come out because they said they wanted to keep us updated on Ranger production. And so they came out with this note. The recent UAW strike impacted production at the Ford Michigan assembly plant where the Ranger truck lineup is assembled. As the plant resumes production, our focus is on assembling with the highest quality. We expect to begin shipping the new Ranger and Ranger Raptor truck in the first quarter of 2024. We appreciate your patience and understanding. So that was more of an update to dealers because they promised they would. So that's the update. Basically, no guarantee. I mean, they're not giving you the window first quarter. That's a 3-month window, folks. I will say this: probably expect February at the earliest, because most of ours that are being built in January, even if they ship out in January, is going to be February dates. So I think there was a very late December date in there. So I would assume seeing no Rangers on any dealer lots or delivered to dealers before February 1st would be my guess. Again, it's just a guess. I could be wrong. Ford could shock me, but that's my impression there. So a couple things that I did find out there on some other forums, though. I was in the Mustang Mach-E forum looking around, and there were some customers. So those of you who don't know, now Blue Cruise, if after 3 years of Blue Cruise on a lot of vehicles, it was then at that point where you had to pay for the Blue Cruise subscription and sign up for it. Now, you get 90 days unless you prepay it. So a bunch of customers that had a 2021 Job 1 Mustang Mach-E with the Blue Cruise were getting deals emailed to them where they can get for $600 for 3 years of service, which is a great deal because if you know right now, it's like $2,100 for 3 years of service. So for them to be able to do that. Now that offer does expire January 31st of 23. So if you have a 21 Job 1, then you might have that offer out there. And that actually shows that maybe either they won't get the update. They're like, a lot of them are like, yeah, but I'll probably never see the update to Blue Cruise 1.3. That's why it's cheaper. And that could be. So I guess only time will tell. But it could be a possibility of seeing lower prices because a lot of people are like, I don't think anybody's going to pay $800 for a year for the Blue Cruise, no matter even if you have 1.3. So anyway, so that's just something I noticed and something to be aware of out there if you're getting that. And we'll just see how that goes. So, which might be a reason why if they start making deals like that, it might be not a bad idea for you not to get the prepaid Blue Cruise, because maybe Ford will come out with a deal and a better deal and all that. So I do like the idea of the monthly, because like if you're in a Mach-E and you're like, you know what, I'm only go around town and maybe I don't go out of town much, but I will use it when I go on vacation. And you could sign up for that 1 month, go on vacation, and then let it run out. I mean, that's hopefully they offer it that way. I assume you can cancel at any time, right? So you could probably sign up for it and cancel. Mm-hmm. But hopefully, yeah, they are going to make it a monthly deal. I think $75 a month or something. But anyway, there's that. Also, KBB came out with their awards for the Best Buy awards for 2024 model year vehicles. Let's see if I can get this up here. Here we go. Let's just go to actually take this off. I don't need that. There we go. So let's go to the Best Buy awards here for Kelley Blue Book for best value. So of course, a lot of people will say, hey, what's my KBB on my used vehicle and such like that, which by the way, we found out today. We had one of our salespeople, actually, one of our employees that needed to get a vehicle. His engine motor just went out. He owed like $10,000 on this vehicle and the motor went out. So he's trying to get a new Maverick. Mm-hmm. So they sent the deal over on a new Maverick, and they said, yeah, we can't carry that much. The bank couldn't carry that much, for the loan. And they said, well, shoot, what if it's a used Maverick? So they actually shouldn't say this, but they sent the deal over as a used Maverick, same VIN number, but 0 miles. And they said, oh yeah, if it's a used Maverick, sure, we can cover that 10 grand on that, which shows you right there the value of a used Maverick versus a new Maverick. So banks look at a new Maverick and they look at that MSRP, and that's all they look at. But on a used one, they go off of their KBB prices and their trade-in in the black books. And so a used Maverick actually brings more money than a new Maverick. There you go. So no names mentioned in there, no banks mentioned, but there you go. Little known fact there. All right, moving down. So let's go into this. So best values here for the different. Of course, they break it down. Best new model is the 2024 Toyota Prius, which had a major revamp and it nets 27 miles per gallon combined. So there you go. Best in class, so subcompact SUV is the Kona, 24 Hyundai Kona. So pretty nice. Best compact SUV is the Honda CRV. Best 3-row midsize SUV is a Telluride. I actually do like the look of the Telluride. So congratulations to them. Best full-size SUV is the Expedition.
Yeah.
We don't have a 24, but we have an Expedition, so that's good. Best 3-row EV, maybe the only EV, 3rd-row EV, I don't know, is the EV9, which looks pretty cool. We got a chance to see that revealed in New York.
Yes.
That was pretty cool. Actually, it wasn't revealed there, but it was the first time in public. The best electric vehicle is the Ioniq 5, which Sarah and I are both pretty
big fans.
Yes, big fans of the Ioniq 5. And did they ever release their Disney edition?
They did.
100th anniversary. I know Dancing with the Stars. They did a big deal during their
right.
Disney
So
week.
I think they aren't releasing that until January.
Okay. Anyway, it's kind of cool though. And we might need to bring out that since it's like going to start being talked about in January. We might need to find your. Did you do a short on that?
I did.
Did it go public?
Uh-huh.
I might have to bring out my video and stuff. I might have to throw some pictures.
That's the one where there was the lady. I was trying to get the short, and there was a lady doing her video, her walk around, and so I had to wait for her. And then I started doing it, and she started back over.
Because she messed up, wanted to redo it.
She messed up because she went to go look at her footage, realized she messed up, and got back up and didn't realize I was going.
All right. Best compact car is the Honda Civic. Best midsize is the Honda Accord. Best minivan, Toyota Sienna. Best compact truck, Ford Maverick. There you go. And this is best value, by the way, folks. So there you go. Last year, I think it was in here as a best mid-size truck because there wasn't enough compact truck sales. But there you go. The Ford Maverick is right there. Who knows? Ranger might have been in here if they actually could sell any, if it was actually available. Best full-size truck is the F-150. There you go.
Best electric truck.
Best electric truck, F-150 Lightning, which is pretty awesome because you can get those for under 60 grand. Actually, right around 50 if you're looking at that. But there you go. So there's that. So yeah,
almost all the trucks were taken by Ford.
Yeah, F-150. They didn't show Super Duty. They didn't mention Super Duty.
No.
It said full size truck, so maybe they're including that. But there you go. Anyway, link to that article is in the description if you want to read more about that. Try to source any websites and links down there. So check that out if you want. So, all right, that's that.
Told me to get a sweater so I'm warm, and I got one, and I'm cold still.
Well, you also got a jacket back there. I'm not cold. I just
Before
got the
we
vest
keep
on.
going,
You need my heated vest.
Mine's out in the car.
I even got the little charging bank for it.
Before we keep going, if you are looking to purchase merch, you might consider sizing up. I sized up by 1 to get a baggy fit.
It looks big, though.
The arms are really long.
What if you don't want it baggy?
It was hugging my tummy. I didn't like it. That was the last time I ordered, though. So they might have a new sweatshirt provider or whatever. But
yeah. All right. Okay. So I actually didn't put the little screen up for dealer news, so I'll have to guess on that one. All right. We do have a few recalls to go over. So for this week, we didn't have any last week, but we do have some this week. So let's go to the recalls.
Ford, making sure people are safe.
All right. So recalls. Several of these are compliance recalls, and some are just updates to other recalls we've already had. So this first one is a compliance recall 23C25, and this is an update to the previous recall that came out. And so this in here is on 23 model year Super Duty and Escapes this is the instrument panel cluster replacement. So this in here was the reason for this update, where they called a supplement. So the supplement update on this one is the 23 escape one-time use clip can now be reused unless it breaks during removal. So and then another part update for the escape. So evidently and it says only if broken that you use that. So so there must be a clip that they take off to replace it, and you use that clip back on. They thought it was a one-use clip, and that's why you needed that part number. Evidently, they're struggling with getting enough of those. So they're saying now you can reuse that unless it breaks. So anyway, and the reason for this recall, in case you aren't aware, when it came out, and some of the affected vehicles may not conform to the requirements by the Federal Vehicle Safety Standard. Controls and displays, the instrument cluster screen may fail to illuminate and may appear blank, which will result in customers not having access to the driver information communicated to them through the instrument panel cluster display, including the vehicle speed, transmission shift, position, warnings, telltales, and all that kind of stuff. So the instrument cluster is what you see through the steering wheel. I like to tell people that's the instrument cluster. I like to call it the productivity screen, but there you go. And then letters were mailed out to customers the week of November 20th. If you didn't get yours, you can just look up Ford Compliance Recall 23C25 if you want more information on that, or just talk to your dealer. All right, the next one is Customer Satisfaction Program 23B 62, and this is on 23 model year F-150 Expedition and Navigators with a 3.5 liter engine. This is the engine long block replacement. And this program will be in effect through December 9th of 24. There's no mileage limit to this program. And there's about 1,612 vehicles affected by this recall. And so this isn't an advance notice. This is a real recall here. The official recall, I should say. So in some of the affected vehicles, an error in the manufacturing process led to a misalignment in the engine block fixture that may have resulted in a crack in the engine block casting near the number one cylinder. Customers may experience a progressive series of symptoms due to this engine block casting crack, I should say, sorry, including a coolant leak beneath the vehicle and a coolant odor, eventually leading to a malfunction indicator lamp for an engine overheat condition and an engine power derate. So letters should be mailed out to customers the week of December 12th. So technically it's in advance to you guys because you guys haven't received a letter yet. But there you go. So there's that. All right. The next one is Compliance Recall 23C36. And this is for 22 model year F-150 vehicles for the LED, the reprogram of the LED and the HCM, which is a headlamp control modulars. So this in here is also, you'll see this is part of the Compliance Recall 22C22 as well. So they kind of go hand in hand. 18,422 vehicles affected by this compliance recall. And this one came out because of the incomplete repair of 22C22. That's why there's a reference to that. So there are two reasons for this recall. The first reason is incomplete repairs under CC or 22C22. An investigation identified that some dealers may have completed only one of the two prescribed headlamp control modular software updates and closed the FSA before the LED software update was fully completed. Also, some dealers inadvertently performed a BCM software update instead of the required HCM software updates. Therefore, those vehicles that received an incomplete repair under 22C22 are now to be fully repaired under this one, which is 23C36. So the second reason for this recall is that vehicles with the HCM configuration that have not yet had 22C22 completed are included in this 23C36 recall. So again, because they're basically doing away with that other recall, and this one will take effect of that. So there you go. So, and the affected vehicles may not conform to the requirements of the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards, because the lamps, reflective devices, and associated equipment standards there says that requires the park position lamp function to be steady burning. Vehicles may exhibit a front park position lamp flickering that results in a park position lamp function that is not steady burning. A front park or position lamp that flickers could cause a risk of crash. So under this concern, parking lamp flicker may occur during any of the three scenarios: parking lamps, headlamps on, or the night mode. So, which is automatically triggering the low light. So there you go. So letters went out, will be mailed out the week of January 15th of 24 to these customers. So there you go. All right. Now, the next one is compliance recall. Oh, wait, never mind, because that's the same one. They actually just put it under that the 22C22. So never mind. All right. This is compliance recall 23C38 for 22 or 23 model year F-150 Lightning vehicles. Update to the sync software. So there's 5,111 of these vehicles that could be affected by this, and all of the affected vehicles may not conform to the requirements specified for the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards number 126, electronic stability control systems, due to an error in a previous software update. On the vehicle, it may be possible that when you place the vehicle in certain drive modes with reduced electronic stability control restriction, and the ignition is cycled, ESC, which is the electronic stability control, will not return to the required default state. This result in non-compliance to the Federal Motor Vehicle number 126. So over-the-air update can be done on this, so that can happen. So anyway, so letters are being mailed out the week of December 18th for this one. So that's all I got. Those are all the recalls. Now I can remove that. All right, so that's the recalls. Any questions about recalls? Hopefully not.
No.
Usually don't.
Not a single one.
Huh?
Not a single one. We're talking about Maine. How I would love to go to Maine to see the snow, and Levo would absolutely hate it.
It's pretty there.
Levo doesn't do the cold.
All right, so next one is is it true here? Let me pop that in there. So for Is It True this week, now if you have some things, actually I think I might have something for next week, but is it true that December is a good time to buy a vehicle? Now, December, I will tell you, is one of our biggest selling months of the year. In fact, we usually say the last 2 weeks of December is the best month of the year in a way, because we have a lot of farmers, a lot of people in Kansas, in the community, farmers, business workers, that last week is like huge. It's busy. Mm-hmm. Because tax write-offs, they need to get a vehicle because they said, hey, you made so much, you just will get a truck or something, make a major purchase. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of those farmers and such will buy new trucks the last week.
A lot of businesses will be like, oh, hey, we have these funds that we need to spend somewhere, get a truck.
And so you'd think because of that deals aren't great right now, but I'm going to actually go through the incentives that we actually just received from last week that's going on the different new vehicles that are out, and whether or not it's a good time to purchase a vehicle. And so I think it's usually a pretty good time. Also, you have Ford wanting to close out, or all the manufacturers wanting to close out their year really good. This is a last push, right? Like for us, we actually are currently in first place in the state. We have never gotten first place for the entire year. Ever for the state of Kansas. A lot of, we have Kansas City dealers, Wichita dealers that have always beaten us, and we're in first place. We're like 50 units ahead of second place. So for us, we want to close out this month really solid. We don't want them catching us. We want to get first place for the first time ever in our history. And so we're going to do everything we can to close every new car deal that we can. Because of that, other dealers will do the same thing. They need to close out their year and have a great year and such. And so that's one of the reasons you can always get a good deal, which, by the way, if you go into one of the last days of the month, it's always a good thing too, because that salesperson may be having a bad month and they might count on that sale to help pay their bills for their family. And, or maybe they're real close to, if they sell one more unit or they make a little bit more on a car deal, that might help them get to another gross bonus that again will help their family. So sometimes they'll really push at the end of the month. So end of the month is always a good time as well. But so we're going to go through some of the incentives for this. But those are some of the great reasons of why December is a good month. The December to remember, right? All right. So if a dealer has a 23 Mustang, I feel bad for them. They shouldn't have any, but there is final pay on 23 model year for December. So they have final pay means that there's $3,000 rebate that they're going to take off of every leftover 23 Mustang. So if you see a 23 Mustang, jump on that. Because for one, the dealer should want to get rid of that really bad because they should have plenty of 24s in. So we're going to go through 23 model year first, and then we move to 24 model year. So 23 model year Escape, if a dealer has one, currently 1.9% financing for 60 months, plus they get $1,000 low APR cash as well. So they get $1,000 and 1.9% for 60 months that you get. So great deal on 23 Escape. 23 model year Bronco Sport, 1.9% for 60 months, plus $1,000 low APR cash as well on all trim levels, plus an extra $1,000 of OBC. I think that's order bonus cash. So if you ordered a vehicle, a Heritage, Outer Bank, or Badlands, you'll get another $1,000 if you are in that situation, if you order one. So what does this mean? So if you, and don't forget about this, if you order a vehicle during this time with these incentives, I tell you, you lock in those incentives. So that's, I think people like this, it says OBC, order bonus cash. So if you ordered a Heritage, a Bronco Sport Heritage, Outer Bank, or Badlands, you lock in $2,000 rebates and 1.9% for 60 months. So that's locked in incentive. So we've talked about this before, where you can get incentive protect, price protect, and private offers and such. Well, incentive protect this is where these incentives I'm talking about, it would go towards an ordered vehicle as well. So don't forget that. That's a pretty good deal on Bronco Sport. 23 model year Edge, 0% for 60 months. And it says up to $2,500 rebate. So here's how that breaks down, just so you know. $500 retail bonus cash, $1,000 low APR that goes along with it. So you definitely get $1,500. And then if a dealer has a vehicle that they've had for over 60 days, they get another $1,000. The dealer gets another $1,000. They should carry over to you. That's where you get the $2,500. So again, this is dealer facing information here. But if you find an older unit, there you go. They could use that money. All right. And then 23 model year Explorer, which we have a bunch. We have like 18 in stock now, something like that, because we just had 7 come in. We got a bunch of Explorers that this would be good on. 1.9% for 60 months plus $500 APR cash on XLT, which most of ours are XLT. So there's a really good deal on 23 Explorers. And we have ours marked down. You just reprice those tonight. Our Explorers are really priced down right now. So if you're looking for an Explorer, hey, check us out. 23 model year Expedition, 1.9% for 60 months, plus $1,000 order bonus cash, plus $500 low APR cash, or you can take, instead of low interest rate, $5,000 on an ordered vehicle.
Ooh.
Or $4,000 on one in stock.
Wow.
We have Timberlines that have $5,000 rebate on them.
That's right. We do. That's crazy.
On our lot. 3 of them. They got to go too. I think actually, what did you mark? Are those $8,000 off? I don't know. We just marked down 3 Expedition Timberlines, which I think are the coolest of the Expeditions. Wish it came extended length, but we have 3 that are at least $8,000 off right now. So anyway,
I'm looking at Timberline.
Yeah.
Expedition
those
or
3
Explorer?
top ones, Expedition.
Expedition.
Are they 8 or 10?
8.
$10,000 off. Just it's on our website right now.
Mhm.
All right. 23 Bronco, 23 Maverick, 23 Ranger. Got nothing. Sorry, folks. High demand vehicles, right? 23 model year F-150. If you find one of those, 2.9% for 72 special APR, or you can get 3.9% for 60 months plus 2250 APR cash on an XLT. So XLT only, it says. Nothing on 23 Super Duty. Super Duty never gets anything. Just letting you guys know that. Never. All right. Moving to 24 model year incentives. 24 Mustang has 4.9% for 60 months. No rebates. Maverick has nothing for 24 model year. 24 Expedition has 5.9 for 60 months. 24 Edge has 1.9 for 60 months plus $1,500 of retail bonus cash. So you get a rebate and the low interest rate. And then 24 model year Bronco Sport has 4.9 for 60 months. So again, this time of the year, that's where the previous model year gets the big stuff because they got to move them. Like we have some 23 Mavericks in stock and some 24s. Well, we've discounted down our 23 Maverick. In fact, we had one. Do you still have that pulled up?
Yeah, which one?
That we had one Maverick. What did we take that to? I noticed he repriced one of them, but not any of the others.
Ooh, I'll have to pull out my copy because I unhighlighted them.
Oh, it was the top one.
The top one?
The top one. Is it an EcoBoost?
Maverick
We have one
hybrid.
It was a hybrid?
Yeah, the top one's a hybrid. The stock number is gray highlighted.
Yeah, that's a mess.
Okay, then the EcoBoost.
No, it's the top. The
very top one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's our price on that one?
35.9, which is
it? What is it based on MSRP?
It's adding. Here we go. Very top one is at MSRP.
At MSRP, and that's a hybrid though.
No, that's an EcoBoost. Our top hybrid is 15 plus.
Oh, so we went to 1,500 over on hybrid. Okay, so we have some 23s that we want to move. Hybrid or Mavericks. So EcoBoost, I think, on our 23s are at sticker, and our hybrids. Did you go to 1,500 on all the hybrid 23s, or just that top one? We had one that was a little older than the others. It's probably Lariat trim.
Let's see. No, that hybrid is 2 plus.
Okay, so some are 2.
And some are at 25 even.
The 24s are.
Yes, the 24s are.
We need to move the 23s. So again, that's where you see 23s with better deals than 24s. All right. Now let's move to your electric vehicles. Your Model E, your Mach-E has an APR deal right now for your 23 model year Mach-E's, 1.9 for 60 months, 3.9 for 72, and then those moved from 1.9 for 60 to 0.9 for 60, and 3.9 for 72 went to 2.9. So that was what changed today. So yesterday it was 1.9 for 60. Today it's 0.9 for 60 for 23 Mach-E. So there you go. No rebates on those, but some low interest rates there, which is a pretty good deal. And I think we looked up, and the lease rate on a Mach-E is ridiculous. It's like under 1%. So very good lease rate on those right now too. So you might look at a lease if you're looking at that. And there are some people that would say at this point, because technology changes so fast, that you should lease an electric vehicle, because then that allows you to get out of that lease and go into the newer technology stuff. F-150 Lightning, they did away with the rebates. So this is a big deal for us. We are not happy about this, but there was $7,500 rebate on Lariat, and Platinums gone. They went away. So we actually kept our prices about the same on ours. So if you want a really good deal, you might jump on that, because they took those away. They did give they gave a low interest rate. So they did launch what they called their 3.9 for 60 on all trims for 22 and 23 model year. But they did keep them for a lease. So if you're looking at a 22 model year, if you can find one lease, they did keep that $7,500, I believe, on a lease for Platinum, $5,000 for Lariat, and $1,500 for XLT. And then some of the 22 model years will have some dealer cash too that can be used. So anyway, there you go. That's that.
So when you have a chance, real quick, can you give me the code that was just sent to your phone? They alerted me to an incorrect price.
636-646.
There we go. Okay.
Hey, you know what? We price our vehicles, so human error, right?
Yeah.
And
I have it
when you
selling.
price like close to 100 of them, huh?
I have it selling for $6,829.
What'd you forget?
It's
Anyway.
supposed to be 64.
Oh,
So I forgot a 4.
okay.
There we go.
Good thing we're closed. All right. Anyway. Okay, so is a truth. So December can be a good time. Look for the deals. Look for those special lower rates and sets that are available. When you go to Ford.com, a lot of times they'll actually clue you in on a certain model when you go to their that particular model page. A lot of times you can see when Ford has some special rates going on and such. So, and some areas will get better rates than others. Like right now, I know that the Kansas City region is getting a trade-in assistance on F-150. But some other regions aren't getting that. So anyway, so there you go. All right.
We need to tell them after I do pricing, we need to just be like, hey, go search the website
for us. Yeah.
Actually, I came up with an idea when I got home. I need to go through the inventory, just hit inventory and go through and make sure that they're all the correct amount of numbers.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Double check. I think that's the one that
wouldn't
save. No. So after I submit so many, the website will glitch on me and won't save. And I thought I redid it, but
all right. Any questions about that topic?
About that buying? Topic? Yeah.
Hey, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I have some questions on that. I was ready to move on to your Maverick wish list ideas.
No, we got a couple.
All right.
Well, this isn't really a question, but would Ford ever give out rebates for Super Duty?
I've been working here 20 years and I haven't seen any yet. And I haven't seen low rate either. Typically, people are buying Super Duty. They need them. You're talking about, your farmers, your construction workers, the people that use their trucks and, to haul and tow and everything else, whether it be a camper or whatever, they need a truck. And so typically they don't have to discount it. Just like right now, Maverick is selling so well. Why put a rebate on something that's selling really, really well? Broncos, they're still fulfilling customer retail orders until you get to a point where they're not. Then you can start seeing some rebates. But at this point in time, nope. Which is really funny that they put out. You remember at the very beginning, they launched the Maverick. They put some special rates or something out because they really didn't think people would just order those sight unseen and without driving them. So they put out special rates, and then everybody, and then they had to lock those in, and then people that got carried over to 23 got mad. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Fun
so
times.
Factory rebates, yes. That's what we're talking about when we talk about these rebates.
Yeah.
And incentives. Those are the ones that offered by Ford.
Yes.
Someone said you must be talking about factory rebates because pre-pandemic I 100% saw 10 to 15% off MSRP on Super Duties.
So we're not talking what the dealer does. We're talking this is what Ford is offering the dealers to help discount it.
Which
so this
pre-pandemic 10 to 15% off MSRP was normal.
Yes. So and then again, that's just like now we have some trucks that are 10 grand off.
Mm-hmm.
We got one that's 18 grand off. You really want to look at it.
Yes.
We got a custom build one that we have that we got 18 grand off.
I saw
so you're basically getting the package for free or at cost, and you're getting the truck at cost.
I saw that our high trim.
Actually, more than that. We had a discount to get 18K off. We also, because a lot of times what we'll do is, a lot of people don't know this, but there's I talk to members about this sometimes, but Ford, when you sell a vehicle, depending on how many you sell, you get a certain amount that you get. Basically, Ford gives the dealer like a certain amount of money. Well, a lot of dealers will actually put that in, and then their sales manager, they make it look like it's gross, and the sales managers get paid off of that, but not the sales guys. Well, what we do is we don't do that. we take that money and we use it as an account. We put in an account and we discount our vehicles, and that's how you've seen it before
Yeah.
when you're pricing, how we will go below what our cost is. If you look at our Bronco Sports that we've had for a while, that's how we did that. So
Yeah.
those are Bronco Sports should not have more than $1,000 markup. But why are we, even with only $1,000 rebate, how are we, $2,500 off and such? It's because we've put some credit towards those vehicles. That's just something I probably shouldn't mention that because I don't want other dealers getting onto that. I'll get in trouble. But that's how we do that.
But I noticed our high trim Super Duty high output, the limited, I believe.
Yeah.
We're almost at MSRP on that.
Yeah, did you lower that down?
Yeah,
because we had it marked
several
up
thousand.
Yeah, we had it marked up.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
he moved these around after I priced. Yeah, because actually it's now under MSRP. So, yeah.
Well, we are stacked and loaded for December truck month. Let me tell you, we have I think he said 75 F-150s and like 25 Super Duties. Not many dealers have 100 trucks, and I'm not counting Mavericks either.
No.
So we are locked and loaded for trucks. Anyway, okay, but enough about us. Any other questions?
I guess that was all I had.
Okay.
Oh, wait. On Lightning, are we doing the 75 off with the 3.9 finance rate?
Okay, so the rebates are gone.
That's right. Rebates are gone.
Now you can you get the price that we have online. That price, yes, you get the special rate with that price. Like I said, the way we looked at it was Ford brought out $7,500 rebates, but we're sitting here going, the truck hasn't gotten any more expensive. It's not worth any more than it was a month ago when you gave $7,500 rebate. So we didn't actually change our price.
Yeah.
We kept it pretty much the same on the Lightning. So basically, you're getting about that same deal now because we're actually less than 7,500. But yeah, so if you want one of our in stock Lightnings, that is a smoking deal. Because I think on the Lariat and the XLTs, we're not making a lot of money on those.
No.
So in fact, yeah. Well, I'll get into that. But all right,
let's move on.
Yeah, move on. All right. So let's get into some fun here. All right. So we're going to get into this here. Do I have it right? Here we go. All right. So we made a wish list here, and you guys might not see these, but we're going to click over to some websites. So this is our screen here. This is our little doc we made of some fun Maverick gift ideas. If you're looking for your favorite relatives with Mavericks or spouse or whatever, but here are some ideas that you might think about. Now, we're going to go through we actually have it kind of categorized. So under $50 items here. That's before taxes or shipping or anything. So we just kind of marked it in there. But tailgate assist is something you might think about. There's a couple different companies. Actually, Rough Country has one for $30. And then you have Ford Accessories has theirs for $50. So you can we're just going to click into some of these websites. You can see these. So tailgate assist here is kind of shows you what that is. So it kind of goes right under here and allows to assist. So when you let go of the tailgate, it doesn't just drop. So it actually will go down slow for you. So an assist in dropping of the tailgate is what that is. So that's not too bad a deal, $30. So and some of these might be on sale. I don't know, but so there you go. Tailgate assist is an idea for you. How you say this? Muslaji? Is that how you say that?
Muslaji.
I'm probably gonna say it wrong all night. So they have a lot of their stuff is on Amazon. I noticed
their storefront is on Amazon. You can't find it anywhere else. They are primarily selling on Amazon.
So they have these remote key
fob covers.
Key fob covers?
Yes. So if you look at that silver part is not the actual key. That is a cover that has gone on the entire key.
Okay. There you go. That's an option. It's only $10. There you go. Then you have these center console cover. See, some of these you can kind of see they can actually pop open for us.
We saw those in Carlisle, and they are nice.
So you can see that. So it pads it a little bit more there, and especially if, like in this case, you want it to match up with your seats, so evidently they must have one that'll go that
Yes,
color.
they
So.
will match. That one matches
there
the
we go.
lariat coloring.
Oh, I see. So there's what a before and after. So it doesn't match it up completely.
No, look at the other one. There you go. That one will match
Mm,
better.
I think it's the same one.
It's not. That one's more red.
And then you got that one. There's a before and after. That one looks pretty good. So there you go. There's an option for you. So we got to drill through these. Okay. And that was that one. So then we have a tray organizer, center console tray organizer, right?
And I like that one because it's not just that top tray, it has the bottom area too.
Oh, okay. So there you go.
Yeah.
You're going to have before and after there so you can see what it looks like. Put some things in there. All right. So there you go. That's an idea for $22. It's showing right there. We do have the dash tray. I have this in my Maverick. Thanks to someone sending it to me. Appreciate that. $15 for this. And this just helps you organize some things. You have that. See, there's your before and after shot there. Right?
Yep.
Right there. So that's what kind of that opening looks like. And then you can put this on there and it actually gives you a spot on the right side and such. I put my sunglasses up there. That's kind of cool.
Now, I will say, to add on to that one, I saw it after I made this list when I was scrolling through Maverick Truck Club. They have one that is the tray, but then it goes over your screen for a tablet holder. It's like, oh, that'd be nice for eating lunches in my car.
Okay. Console organizer. So that's right here.
Yep.
It's kind of cool.
Instead of it just being.
You can see the tray there.
Yeah.
And then you can put that.
Oh, and it creates a hidden storage space. I didn't see that. See,
so
it doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of that. So yeah, you can put things underneath it.
There you go. It's your before and after.
I like that.
Pretty cool. Okay. There you go. So we're getting some low budget items here. If you guys got a rule at your Christmas shopping and all that, and you're like, hey, no more than 20, right? There you go. You got some good ideas here. What else we got here? What's this in?
The bed net.
Yes, the net goes in the back. So there you go.
And some of these are ones that like Ford Accessories has, but their price is a little bit higher.
Yep. So there's some of these actually we have on two different places, and you like this, and like actually the next one, mud flaps. So they also have mud flaps that are a little bit cheaper than tough skin. So you can kind of see what those look like.
Still will not work with your fender flares.
Talking to me? I don't like mud flaps.
To the community, we were talking about mud flaps and fender flares.
Oh, yeah, a lot of them won't work with your fender flares. And that's, about all vehicles are like that. But there you go. That actually looks pretty similar to the Ford one. I don't know. Anyway, and then you have, for $45, you have the Tough Skin brand here. And this is what I consider a mud flap.
So that one would looks like it would work with the fender flare.
Yeah, it looks like it would.
There you go. If you're looking for fender flares and a mud flap.
There you go. And of course, we do have, because it's a little more expensive, I think we have the Ford ones down here, splash guards. It's $55. So it's just over $50.
Yes.
But if you want the Ford branded ones, there's a splash guards, again, that wouldn't work with the
fender flares.
But that is the Ford one there for just a little bit more. It's just over 50. So if you want that. All right. Here's some other. So kind of actually section some of this off by brand. So Tough Skins they do a lot of cool stuff too. So for $40, you can get these center grill insert right there, right?
That red area.
Basically get these red strips. Are there different colors you can get? Yeah.
Yes.
So pick your color. You got an Area 51 vehicle, you can go Area 51.
You can
doesn't change the color around, but
body color that middle part.
So there's a lot of different colors. So if you want to go body colored on the inner part, you can. I think
if you can get a touch-up paint of a color, they can get it. At least that's what that looks like.
Those are OEM colors. There you go. All right. Moving down, we do have center console accent overlays. So this is they do a lot with this stuff. So they do a lot with like
Yes.
stick on things that go
And
around
I
things.
think I only added one of their overlay products.
So you can go onto their website and find a lot more. So you can go by, you just select your vehicle, and then like you can go to
Forward.
Maverick,
Yeah.
and then there's all kinds of stuff. I actually have purchased a couple things of theirs, so
Yeah.
I will say it's pretty good. In fact,
But
one
I
of
only
them,
added one of the overlays just to keep
Yep.
it simple. But yeah, those overlays are pretty cool.
and then $50 you got this center. There's the whole, like these are
Foam.
not, those are the foam inserts, so they go in
Yes.
there if you want those instead of the
Silicone.
the others. So you can go that route. So that's another option for you. You have $20. You have, so you did a couple.
Oh, I guess I did.
The one around the console, around the shifter
I
knob.
did ones that I
if you want
thought would
that.
be popular.
So if you want that or this one, you know, you can do them both or whatever. And there's different, again, these also have different colors.
Yes.
So that's that one. But I think this one actually has carbon fiber. So there's a lot of different options. I've done a lot with things there. Door, this is the one that I have. So right there, you can get for $60 the domed front door sill plates. I have one, and mine says Ford Vito Guy, which is the max in letters, by the way, that you can put in there. Just about, but you don't have to do text if you just want them blank, but they actually go in there right where that little area is there.
Yes.
And they're pretty good.
Are those the bubble ones?
Yeah, mine.
Yeah.
That's kind of, mine. I have mine to where the letters are orange that match up with the kind of
Trimmer.
the theme of the trimmer. So they're black with the orange. So I went with that route. I went with the gloss black, I think. And then when you pick the letters, it tells you to do that. Anyway, all right. So you have that. That's pretty cool. And then protection overlays. Actually,
so
okay.
Those are like in the actual door sill.
Yeah, the first one kind of inserts in. This one actually goes and covers the whole door sill.
Yes.
Or those what we talked about goes right here.
That protects the plastic. This one protects the
door
paint.
sill. Yeah, the paint. So. Which I'm not a huge fan. I'm like, if you're going to cover up the paint anyway, why do you worry about it? Anyway. Some people like that. So there's some options there.
Those are for the people that want to show their car at car shows and want to make sure that that's not scuffed.
That's right. All right. So those are all of our $50 or under. Here's our $50 to $100. We mentioned the splash guards already. And then we're going to do some Ford accessory stuff. So here next, you do have the hood protectors. Got a couple different options here. So that is the hood protector. As you can see, that's the smoked. That's a smooth finish.
Yes.
That's the smoked.
That's the satin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have that one. And then you have the textured
which is going to be a little bit more expensive.
Yeah. But that is, you can kind of see that is textured right
it
there.
Kind of looks, I think I've seen one before, and it kind of looks like you're spraying bed liner.
Yep. So there you go. You have that. Then the window deflectors are $90 if you want those. And those, see where those kind of
smooth.
Yeah. So there you go.
Those will match your hood deflector.
And those kind of go on. They're, I think, put on by 3M. You can kind of see. You kind of see that. Yeah. There's the where they adhere. Anyway, so you have that. Let's see here. What else we got? Of course, tailgate letters. Can't go without tailgate letters.
Nope.
Right? Everybody wants them. So here is from Ford Performance. You can get the polished stainless ones if you want. Right there. And I recommend if you get any of the others, just go to Tough Skin. They're in here. Ford, you can see they charge about the same as Tough Skins. And that's the ones that I got. So I really like these. And I should have brought them in. I haven't put them on my Maverick yet because they're going to do some overlays on them. But these are pretty cool. And again, all the different colors for that. Go down here. You have all the OEM colors except for they don't have the trimmer orange. Because I think it's not called code. That is not the trimmer orange, by the way. That is not. That's the color I got. That's the color I got thinking it was close enough, but it is not that color.
No, so trimmer orange is more of a burnt orange or a burnt gold. It's right in between orange and gold.
I think they said it was active orange or something. I don't know. Anyway, the actual color, but there you go. And then they also have for $70 the door. Again, they do a lot of overlays.
Yes.
So you can do all kinds of stuff. You'll probably notice that theme and we get to Bronco next week. Ford Accessories has a wheel locking lug nuts. So if you do get like the black appearance package wheels, something like that, you basically remove one of the
Or
lug
you're in an
nuts.
area where there's a lot of car theft or vandalism going on.
Yep.
This would
So
be perfect for you.
yep. All right. So you got that, and the fit system.
This went up in price.
Yeah, it was
When
$50,
I got
wasn't
it
it?
was 50.
So it comes with all these things in here. So originally, when you ordered a 22 hybrid,
You got
you
it.
got this fit kit because of the delay and everything, and then they stopped giving it out,
And they raised the price.
and then they raised the price. So there you go. You can put those go in these little fit systems right here, basically. So there you go.
Which
So
for me, I only ever used the trash can because I only had one fit system slot to put things in.
Yeah.
Because I had no access to underseat storage.
you also have all-weather mats. So Ford Accessories or Sticker Fab. That's a website I actually came across, but you have some options there. Does Niles need to come here? I don't have a comment. So Niles said he might need to come in if he needs. We have questions here. We can bring Niles in. So anyway, we'll go through some of these, and then if we have a lot of questions where it'd be easier if Niles just jump in, Niles let us know, and we can send you the link. So
I will say in the floor mats, there is a difference between hybrid and EcoBoost.
yes.
So make sure you're getting a hybrid set or an EcoBoost set.
Yep.
Sticker Fab only has EcoBoost. They don't have a hybrid set.
Should we just bring Niles in?
It's almost his bedtime.
That's what he said.
Yes.
He gets up early. He's here early.
Yeah.
I get to sleep in. All right. Yeah, Sticker Fab has those are Husky brand. But yeah, there's two, like she said, there's two different ones. We do have the front grille accent overlays from Tough Skin.
Yes. And that one goes over the bar.
Oh, so it just goes on the front part of it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but again, to each their own, right? What they like. Interior trim kits. So this is like all of them.
Yes.
Basically, you can get like all the overlays if you want to really go all in carbon fiber. But anyway,
see, they didn't have each piece separate. They only offer the kit.
Okay, so there you go. And I think actually was didn't Alan from Washington when he came to the Maverick meetup? Didn't he have like this kit? I think. So there you go. All right, bed mats. These are good. Now there's a couple different ones. I wouldn't actually call this a mat, more of a tray liner. This first one, they I don't know what they call it. They do call it a mat, but you can kind of see what that looks like. So there's just a couple different pieces that they put in there, but there you go. That's a possibility for $90. And then the Ford Accessories one's $160.
And that one's a mat.
Yes, that is a mat. That's the one earlier somebody asked, can this be put in a drop-in liner? And you can see how tight that is in there, that I don't think you will be able to put that in a drop-in liner and have it lay flat. So you'd have to take that off. But if you have the drop-in liner, those are modular. Those should come out pretty easy. We're going to test that theory one of these days. Now, let's get into the keypad here. For $120, this is through Ford Accessories. This is not the DIO, not the dealer installed option. This is the keyless entry keypad, but it is the same one that they put on. But you want to talk about what people have found out about people that tried to add that later?
Yes. So people that have purchased these and they're trying to put it on themselves won't be able to add it without going to a dealer. So the thing that people are finding is that it's really hard to use forescan and coding mechanisms with the Maverick. For some reason, probably for safety issues, Ford has required you to go to the dealer to get things coded to your vehicle. For instance, key fobs or the keypad. Only Ford technicians have the tools to be able to do that.
So there you go. So there's a thought of adding it as a dealer installed option if you want it.
Also found out if you're trying to add more key fobs to your vehicle will only allow you to have 4 registered to your vehicle. You can't have any more than that.
And I did not know that, but I learned that from Ragnacon's video the other day on the Bronco.
I learned it on the Maverick Truck Club.
Oh. Okay, but there's another one here that I actually liked for 180. And I don't know. I wonder if this is the same way. If the dealer has to do this as well.
Yes, I saw that one. And people were asking, well, I saw a aftermarket keypad that looks like the old style where it's on the pillar, and this is what they were seeing. This is going to be the one that is on the pillar.
So the 23, this is where the stock one is located.
Yes.
But yeah, so you will not 24 model year. You will not have a keypad unless you add the dealer installed option. And it's going to be on the door because it goes that way. So whether this is an option, I assume that that we might have to have a dealer do this. And if you want this way, I don't know. It looks like it's actually cut out though.
It does,
doesn't it?
It makes it look like you're going to have a new pillar put on.
It almost looks that way.
Which at that point you
but
can
that's
take those pillars off, but it might be tricky and you might end up scratching it. Your dealer will probably be able to take it off a lot easier without scratching it.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, you might look into that a little bit more talk to your local dealer about that because I don't know. Anyway, okay, moving on. Pet protector seat covers. So if you have pets traveling with you, 160. There you go. Put that that goes in the back and goes across there, and it's nice. There you go. Also protects it from tears and that kind of thing. If you have a cloth seat, it could protect it from hair being stuck on it and stuff like that. There you go.
Lariat, it's going to protect it from scratches and potential rips from nails.
Yep. All right. The rest of these are over $200, but we wanted to kind of include some of these because some of these are my favorites. So I bunched all the Air Design. I add a couple to your list here. So these are all Air Design. So we have the cab.
Yeah, I didn't look at Air Design too much.
And I'm a big fan of Air Design because we've met the owner and we really like the company. And all these are paintable, so they can be painted. We recommend you go talk to your dealer and have a body shop do it, but they can sand it and then paint them. This is the cab spoiler. I actually had this on my Maverick, and I like it. So there you go.
Yes.
You can go with the satin black like this, and then you can always paint it if you want. Or you can just go with the black. And then you have the tailgate spoiler, which is real similar.
I had those on there already.
Yeah, these were on here. Yes, I added some fender flares.
Oh, okay.
And then so yeah, you have that one there, which is pretty nice. And again, it's paintable if you want, or you can go with just a satin black. Which like on the tailgate, I kind of like. So I've always said match up right where you're at. So like the cab spoiler, I say go with what your roof is color wise. If it's on the tailgate, I could see just keeping it with the black because it blends. The hood scoop. Again, they actually showing it on a grayish black vehicle, but it is going to be that black again, and is going to come that way. Or again, you can paint this. I had mine painted as well, so I kind of like that. This in here is a little more expensive. It's $669, which is probably why you left it off. But this is a fender flare I added to mine. I did not paint mine on this one because I wanted that rugged look, because the bottom down here is that molded in black, and these are kind of that molded in black. I wanted that look to kind of.
You wanted the continuous flow.
Plus, they'd probably get chipped anyway, and the paint would. So there you go, $669, and those take a little longer to install for the dealer. Precision is a key there, but you can probably do it yourself if you're do that a lot. And then the tailgate applique.
Yeah, I didn't add that one.
Yeah, I mean, some people really like the look of that. So that can be added if you want, and that should be able to be painted as well if you want. So a lot of Air Design stuff is. And then the body side moldings. Some people I've seen that really like these too. Kind of help protect the door if you want, from things or whatever, but also give you that look. I've seen a lot of people adding those too. So there you go. There's some of the Air Design stuff that's really cool. You can put on your vehicle. But there's also the Bushwhacker fender flares. Some people are going to those.
So I didn't see the fender flares when I was looking through the stuff. So I wonder if my site was glitching.
I don't know, maybe. Because mine, every time you went to one, you went back. You had to go back
Yes.
to the pages. Ford accessories, you got to work on your website because it sucks.
Well, and then I tried to add more items, and that's when it was glitching. Like, I tried to do 48 items, so every time I went to the next page, it showed me everything I looked at on the last page.
I do know some people that have these. I'm not a huge fan because I like the wheel to kind of match up with my fender flare. But there's a purpose behind this. I know that ML Culpepper has these,
Yes.
and it's for a reason. It's to keep everything inside the wheel well
Mhm.
and not get to the side of your vehicle.
Yeah.
So
I actually bought
again,
mine.
yeah, there's a purpose behind that. So there you go. So anyway,
Well, actually, he had a set, and then he purchased the ones for me for his wife's.
that was for his sons.
Oh, that's right.
Right. All right. And then there's this bed divider kit, 310 on this. I will tell you this. Don't forget, this bed divider kit is pretty cool, but it requires the bed rail system. So if you don't have the bed rail system, you'll need to order that too. And maybe we should have put that in here, but that's all right. Bed rail system as well, which so don't forget that. So if you get this, it slides back and forth across there. So there you go. That's something to keep in mind if you get that. A couple console volts. There you go. If you want to lock things in, maybe you're going, out, you need a handgun or something like that. You want to make sure people can't get. You can do that. The one right after that, there's one for underneath the rear seat, $439. So it goes. There you go. Kind of goes under there. So, and I would assume that looks actually backwards because wouldn't that be on the other side? But anyway, because I think the smaller side is the passenger side, isn't it? The Maverick?
No, it's the driver's side.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking it's the other side because of the battery, the hybrid. All right. Now, a couple others that I included in here was Sticker Fab has a lift kit that works on all of your all-wheel drives. So it's only $300. Of course, install would be the biggest thing. Getting it, I got to have the dealer install it. But you can get a 1.5-inch lift kit for the Bronco Sport or the Maverick. And yes, it works on the trimmer. So you'll see here that it's available on the Badlands Bronco Sport, which is the same suspension as your trimmer. So if you want to add this to your trimmer, you can do that. You could do that if you want an 1.5-inch lift. There you go. That is available. And then the Ford Accessories roll-up bed cover. So that is option right there. So that's a soft tonneau cover that rolls up. So you just roll it up, right? That's available. And then if you want, there's we didn't list all of the bed covers, but the hard roll-up bed cover is $11.89 available through Ford Accessories. And that rolls up, and that's an aluminum one, which is really nice. Now, they do also make a soft trifold and a hard trifold bed cover, too, that's not listed here on their, probably not available on their website. And this is one we just found out about that I have coming at some point.
I forgot to check in with Blake today.
I'd love to know where it's at, but this in here is the bed cover, soft. It's a roll-up bed cover with the topper. So
if you want a topper, but also want the option to be able to take it down easily, this is the one for you.
Yeah. So pretty cool. They make it for the Maverick. Pretty cool. We did do a video on this at SEMA. So there you go. There's an option for you for that. So, and yeah, I have one of those on order coming in, and we're going to do a video on it once it comes in. We won't do I'll do an install video on my personal channel, but the one for for Lawn McArthur, we will actually show you the benefits of it and such like that. So, there you go. So there's some options. I'm sure there's a lot of other things out there. There are a lot that we didn't include that people might have.
Lumbar support.
Lumbar support.
Mom jumped in on that one.
Do they make a lumbar support for the Maverick?
Not specifically for the Maverick. You can get lumbar support pillows and such that you would just put in your seat.
Yeah, that's the idea. I know that when we go and like she'll need to take a pillow with her, because I know that when we take the Bronco, it doesn't have, the passenger side doesn't have lumbar support, and she really,
That's what she's talking about.
yeah. 'Cause I will admit this too, because she drove the Bronco up, and when we came back from Wisconsin for a little bit, and I was like, "Can I drive again?" Because I got a lumbar support as the driver's seat, and it was more comfortable driving than it was as a passenger.
That's why I make a great travel buddy. I don't need lumbar support, so stick me where you want. I'm good. I actually.
Oh, bed extender.
Yes.
Oh, wait, they said I use the bed extender as a bed divider. Well,
yes.
And here's the other thing. Don't forget on the Maverick, because the Maverick is so modular. It has the flex bed. There's a lot of other things you can do that you don't have to buy. So, well, you can go to the hardware store and just get lumber, measure it out, and you can put the bed dividers and shelving system in there.
Have you followed the guy that's made his own little camper that slides into the bed of his Maverick?
Mm-mm.
It's literally a box that he has constructed out of wood and camper parts, like the windows and the door latch and everything. It's all made from camper parts. And he made a box that fits in the bed of the Maverick. The top, he takes his bed cover off the bed and puts it on the top of that, and it fits. And then he just closes his tailgate, goes to where he needs to, and then he can sleep in it because he made the bed area pull out to the edge of the tailgate.
Huh.
It's a one-person sleeper, but it works. So, where are we going? Cybertruck? How much would a set of trimmer wheels be? Ooh, don't know. Sorry.
I don't know.
You'd have to find someone that wants to sell them to you.
Yeah. All right.
Or be able to find a VIN for a trimmer and have your parts department look it up based off of that and see if they can order them without, a need. Because I know some of those parts are constrained and you can't always order them through parts because of how constrained they are.
So pretty soon on my personal channel, I'll be doing more. I'm going to do a Maverick walk around on the Maverick and what I've done already, the Maverick. And then we'll probably do, when we do that, the tonneau cover, I'll do that. And then at some point, I will also do some videos on like some different things I can add, like add those little dividers and such. So, so there you go.
Yep.
All right. So I mentioned in the title that I would talk Cybertruck. So I already talked to the members about it.
We'll come back to questions here in a little bit.
Do we want to do questions first, and then this is gonna be my rant?
Yeah.
Let's do questions.
And this will be our after hours.
And this will be our after hours rant.
Mom says, phone's dying, night. Go plug it in. All right. Anyone know where I can get some touch-up paint for Hot Pepper Red? Your dealer or a parts department should be able to get that for you.
Yep.
Do I have the aftermarket key code for the door on your list? I'm not sure which one you are referencing.
Okay, so if you have a keypad, you'll have a code. The card should be somewhere on the vehicle, should be in the glove box, unless the dealer didn't put it in there or something, messed that up.
You like my spreadsheet? I made that today.
We can actually give people access to that spreadsheet, probably.
Probably I can make a shareable link with non-editorial access and put it in the description.
Yep.
I will do that for y'all.
All right, questions.
We got that one. He was asking if you're still getting your fast top.
At some point.
At some point. I forgot to check on it today.
Well, so here's the deal with that. So Fast Top, technically wouldn't work with them. And so because of that, we may not get them as fast. We work with other companies that work with them. And so we work with that company that has other things too. And the reason we do that is because sometimes when you work with these companies like Rough Country or some of the others, they require sometimes for you to have carry some of their stuff on hand and in stock. Well, we aren't we because of their covers and all that. We didn't think that there were that many people that would want that, so we're not at we don't want to have to sign this contract saying that we have to carry like 2 or 3 of their covers in stock at all times, that kind of thing. For one, we don't have parts area
Room.
open big enough for that. Heck, we got parts right now in the aftermarket area
Yeah,
because of the
it's
construction going
spilling
on,
over right now.
right? And that kind of thing. So because of that, we haven't signed on with them as a vendor, but we get them through another one. Because of that, it takes a little longer to get them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Still surprised it's taking this long, though. I mean, I could have just ordered it straight from them, but I didn't want to pay retail.
Dragon 24 Mavericks are being delivered. Are you saying that you can program the wireless keypad? Huh.
Well, they like you said, through
Yeah.
force scan, and some people are good with it, some people aren't. Because
Yeah.
if you don't have a force scan, and I don't have one, I don't know, I haven't even tried any of that.
Some of the things in the programming are locked so that people can't access them. And maybe some people with force scan are able to access them. They know how to crack the codes and hack it.
I don't know.
But for the threads that I've been reading, no one's been able to hack that part yet. But if you can do it, RagnarCon, make a video, show it off. Post it in the thread. You know where.
And that'd be the same for Bronco Sport probably, because it's probably that same Maverick and Bronco Sport are having the same issue. You did notice, some of you noticed that the Bronco does not have keypad even as a dealer installed option. So there you go about that. Good luck with that one.
Does the dealer I ordered my Bronco with find out when it's scheduled as well when I do? I haven't heard anything yet, but just wondering if they did and would they tell me. So someone at the dealership should be getting notifications when things schedule. They can also check their schedule, their area where they order to see what's scheduled. But the salesman, your salesman most likely does not have access to that. So unless they're going, hey, this is what's scheduled, here's your customers, you should contact them, they may not be contacting you in its schedules.
No, they may not. And yeah, that's exactly true. So typically, I mean, there's a report that a dealer can pull that has everything that schedules and that's previewing. So they call it a previewing thing. Some dealers look that up and get that. I think it's just easier going into the ordering system and say, okay, these are the ones that scheduled. Here, let me just export that report out. But not all dealers are doing that. Definitely sales guys won't know unless somebody at the dealership tells them. So
yeah,
because most sales guys don't have access to the ordering system. We have our fleet manager that has access to it and a couple others that are been here a little while, but typically it's only sales managers that can access the ordering system to order, or our inventory coordinator, and that's it. And so they're the ones that can actually pull that, and usually our inventory coordinator is the one that gets the report, not the GM.
Yeah.
And so it's really up to them whether or not they, and at your dealership, whether or not they actually tell their salespeople, hey, these are the orders that got scheduled for you. That's something we do, but we're different.
Yeah.
So, all right. Next.
Will the Maverick plant shut down for 2 weeks at the end of December?
I have not heard anything. A lot of times, unless I know somebody that's there and they let me know, I don't know that information. Supposed to be, a lot of times they'll let us know. But now I think people are saying that because they weren't scheduling for any dates in late December.
They might be using that for runoff or...
Well, no, it's holiday. Don't forget, the UAW fought for how many days off of vacation time?
Yeah,
like
but
5 weeks of vacation.
That doesn't affect MOCO.
It doesn't matter. Usually all factory workers will be off for like a whole, at least a week during the holidays.
Yeah.
Like you don't expect a vehicle to be built probably from like Christmas Eve through New Year's Day. That's just typically, that's year in and year out. That's typical. So.
Right. I don't think he realizes that we can hear it with the glass. So, sorry. Is it true if you have an electric vehicle, you can use dealership charger at night for free? I keep seeing one at a local dealership at night.
If they have usually the level 2 chargers, typically they don't cost anything. But if it's a level 3 or you have to pay, then you have to find that out. So.
Right, because we have the ones out front.
Yeah, they're free.
They're
to
free
use.
to
You just
use.
come up and use it. Yep.
You'll charge all night, but they're
Yeah.
free to use.
Yeah. Usually your level 2s take a lot longer to charge.
We also typically I'll come in or I'll leave in the evening and see one plugged in, and then in the morning it's still sitting there. Our rentals usually sit there.
Yeah, because typically they, depending on how much they have, it would take all night anyway to charge. Level 2s will charge. Those are like 30 amp, 40 amps, so they're usually an overnight charge for some of that. So
yeah,
depends on how much they have.
Oh, we went over that. Splash guards and
do the black colors match, or they overlap? Area smooth. They don't match identical. I'd call them almost. They say they satin black, so they're not like the shadow black color. They're not the black, or what I think they call it. I think it's shadow black on those. It's not exactly black. It's more of an off gray. So no, they don't match to any color, to be honest. It's more of I like to call it kind of a molten textured look to them. So even though they say satin black.
Yeah. I saw a YouTube video today on a 24 where dealer installed keyless pad. It looks like factory. Yes, and that's the one that was up and down. So that's the comment that I was saying earlier. Someone mentioned that they had seen a dealer install one that looked like the 23 factory keypad, and we went over that one.
Yeah.
Is there a rear alert standard on 2024 Maverick?
Rear alert. Are we talking about the hybrid where it beeps?
The cross traffic warning.
Oh, the rear cross traffic alert. That is part of the Copilot 360 package.
Yes.
The only way to get that is with that. And on an XL, get you the power mirrors as well.
And then have we gotten all of our allocations for the Mustang GT?
All of our allocations. We get a new set of allocations each month.
Yeah.
So this month we've used our allocations for Mustang, I believe. Yeah, we have.
What's the chance of someone designing a grill guard for the Maverick? Possible?
I don't know. There's companies out there that make some of those, but the hard thing on that is mounting it.
Yeah.
F-150 and all that, it's easy.
They have that.
Yeah, they have the spots to mount it, whereas a Maverick, it's
plastic.
That
bumper is the molded in black instead of the metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, you weren't seeing too many people making aftermarket products for the Maverick because they couldn't get their hands on it. But as we see them become more available, I think we're going to see more products available. So someone might come up with one where you take off the plastic bumper or something and replace it, kind of like with the modular bumper on the Bronco.
I saw somebody that.
I think that'd be really cool.
There was some place that I saw. Was it Sticker Fab? Some place that had a different bumper for like the lower part bumper. You took it off and they actually had a different bumper that had like the fog light. It was a fog light thing on it or something. I don't know. I can't remember who it was. So some of this actually came about, and the purpose behind that with the gifts ideas was on Thanksgiving. I was sitting there looking through different places. First to start with like Bronco, and Sticker Fab came up as a vendor on Bronco 6G. I said, hey, they have Maverick stuff too, and I noticed they had some stuff on there. So that's where I saw the lift kit, the Beltec lift kit. So
but I think as we see more stock become available, and as people are getting their hands on the Maverick more, you'll start to see more products popping up.
Yeah.
I mean, how did the Bronco get into hands before it was released for all these products, or did they just start popping up recently?
If they're a good enough vendor, but a lot of them were later. I mean,
it seems like the Bronco world just has everything that you can think of. Maverick's not quite there, but Bronco also had a time before the 6G. So there could have been some really good crossover there. So yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Nope, we are good.
All right. All right. So, after hours rant, ready?
Mhm.
All right. So, if you're one of our members, we did talk about this on Friday because they revealed, what was it? Was it the 30th that Tesla
Yeah.
revealed or did the first deliveries of the new Tesla Cybertruck? So, where's that at? Here. Remember how I want to do this. I will just do that. Okay. So here's the website for the Cybertruck. So yeah, they went over and revealed this, and he showed all kinds of stuff where the Cybertruck did a drag pull of the Super Duty and went further, pulling that like a tractor pull type of thing. Went further than the Lightning. Went further than the Rivian truck. It's got 11,000 pounds of towing. Which is more than the F-150 Lightning, which is 10,000. Their payload is more, 2,500 pounds of payload, I think. They're 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. Again, by the way, that's the Cyber Beast. That is $100,000. And some other stuff. But let's talk about this and what I want to talk about. This is my rant. So we're going to talk about what I think of the Cybertruck. And I think there are people out there that have never had a truck, and this is going to be cool for them. And I think that's for those people, because I look at this and go, that's an SUV with a retractable thing, so you can put a little stuff in the back. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I don't really look at it as a truck, because, and I'll tell you why, because there's a lot of things that this does not have that they did not even. So here's my first rant. I don't believe that Elon talked to truck buyers. I don't think he went and talked to farmers, construction workers, people that use trucks for what trucks are made for.
He talked to the California market.
He just talked to the California people. And they're in Texas. Just go out onto the cattle farms and talk to the people and how they use their trucks. But anyway, I don't believe he did. There's an opportunity because you look at Rivian in F-150, and you have opportunities here where you basically have a generator on wheels here that you could use. If you're going to use a truck, then you could actually, do some things here and make it available. And so, but, Tesla is really good. They have technology and what they do to their vehicles. They bar none. They're the first ones to have electric vehicles out there. They are, and when it comes to technology and evolution, yes, bar none, they're out there. And Elon mentioned during the reveal that his purpose on this was to be different than anything else on the road. He goes, they wanted to change the look of a truck. They wanted to change what trucks have always been. They really haven't changed over time. I listened to someone's, I think it was Pickup Truck Talk and SUV or whatever. I love Tim over there. He had someone on his channel that was used to be a writer for Motor Trend, and
Mad Max.
And he had actually mentioned that trucks had 3 different parts to it. You had the engine in the front, you had a cab, and you had a truck. You had a bed in the back.
Yes.
You had 3 parts to that that carried the cargo, and this is kind of like one spot. But anyway, let's go through this. First of all, I'm really, one of the things I was disappointed in is look how I don't know if they have any images of it, but the front trunk area is minimal. I mean, it's like there's nothing there. By the way, this is supposed to be no paint, no chips. So if you like your colors, forget it. You get one color, and that's metal. That's, or whatever color that is, aluminum look. That is what you get. Although I do kind of like the look of the paint, but there you go. They mentioned what I think they had machine guns go through it, and he said it's penetral from everything. So he said, why? Just because I can. And I'm like, well, maybe you're worried about people shooting you, but I'm not. Anyway, but there you go.
VTech says wrap it.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, so there you go. And I guess it does have the wheels do turn, so you have a tightest turning radius that it needs, which is that's pretty cool technology. I think the Chevy did that too. There's a picture at your campsite right there. I think somebody noted too that something about the campsite, there were like candles. He said, who uses candles at a campsite? I think it was over here. I don't know. But anyway, so there you go. So here's the, these here are racks that you can, right here. There's a rack that goes across that way and that way. So you can, put your kayak and stuff on it. But man, wouldn't you you're really fighting gravity when you do that.
Yeah.
Not having a flat surface to put those things on, whether it be the bed or be the roof. You're just fighting gravity, and as someone that's going out in space, you should know what some of that's about, right? But then you have the retractable bed cover that goes up, and by the way, you can't look out the back, so you can't. There's no rear view. I don't know if they show an interior, but there's no rear view mirror on this. No rear view mirror because you can't see out the back. If you have the bed cover on there, you cannot see out the back. Nah. I think they said there's 2 outlets in the bed.
Aren't rear view mirrors like?
Well, the rear view, the side mirrors are there.
I know, but the one inside, isn't that like illegal to not have there?
Evidently not. Evidently not. It's just something that people put on vehicles. They actually said they didn't even want the side mirrors on it because they feel that this is basically autonomous driving and you don't need any of the side mirrors or anything. Because the system will tell you if there's someone beside you in your blind spot. So you don't need the mirror. Let's talk about the tailgate. Power down, but not power up. So how heavy is that? I haven't watched any reviews. I know Marcus Brownlee has one and some others. I do want to watch some of those. I should have watched those probably before tonight, but I bet you that if this is indestructible to where a machine gun can't penetrate it, it's got to be heavy enough that you wouldn't want to lift it.
Someone said, when do I drive by machine guns?
I know.
Are we preparing for a zombie apocalypse?
He is. There you go. Standard all 35-inch all-terrain tires, but no spare. Standard.
That's right. No spare.
No
and
standard.
Where does the spare go if you have it?
Here, I think there's an image of it somewhere.
It next?
You can get
we did see an image.
Oh, here's your outlets.
Right there.
I think I heard there were 2 outlets. There's like total of 4 outlets in the entire truck, and I think there are 2 in the bed. I don't know if any of them is a 240. So I don't know what the.
Well, he's using a saw there, so apparently it can power a saw.
Yeah. There you go.
Help keep the lights on.
Yep.
Dopamine on tap.
They did show that it's faster than a Porsche 911 while pulling a Porsche 911. So these are all like nice parlor tricks. But when is the last time that you tried to outrun a Porsche 911?
Let's see. The WB says truck is faster than my $100,000 Corvette.
Yeah, there you go.
The theater on wheels.
But how often? I have an F-150 Lightning, and yes, that thing is lights out fast. But you know how often I actually did that? It was only when I had that kid beside me. Did I tell you that story?
That one.
In the Dakota that says, "Hey, you want to race?" And I said, "Sure." And he didn't realize I had a Lightning. I just took off, got to the next stoplight, and was like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Well, there was that time. There was that time in the parking lot when the kids were racing their trucks.
They were revving them and
everything.
They were
revving them and racing them down the parking lot.
And I took my truck.
And you're like, I can't rev it, but I can squeal it.
Yeah, I took off, and they were like, "What the heck?" Okay, anyway.
A couple of hunks.
Yep. What's this? Oh, is that their audio? Oh, there you go. 2 wireless charging pads.
2. Oh, okay, that's nice.
I assume those are wireless charging pads.
I mean, the phones are lit up, so you just kind of assume.
So according to this, there is okay, here you go. Charge everything. Fast charge on the phone, laptop, or tools from the front seat, back seat, or bed with wireless charging. Because I need to well, I guess it could come in handy. 65-watt USB-C and 120-volt, 240-volt outlets.
Hmm.
Again, I like to. There you go. There's your.
Defense mode.
What's that say? Built-in hospital grade HEPA filter helps provide protection from 99.97% of airborne particles. So basically, they're ready for the apocalypse here. It's invincible from guns.
Sounds
So
like
all
we're
the
going
zombies
into
can't
World War
get you. You can get all. Don't have to worry about anything.
What does he know that we don't?
Expand your horizon. So you can't see straight out the back, but you can see up out the back glass. There you go. So as long as the cars are, oh wait, it's about as tall as any other car on the road. But there you go. All right. Anyway, okay.
Where's the picture of the spare tire?
That's what I'm trying to find.
I mean, there's the tent.
We might have went past it. There you go. There's a little tent, and so their tent even looks weird compared to the vehicle. But there you go.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay. So by the way, see where that crease is right there, right here. I did see Marcus Brownlee. Jeff was showing me this, where that actually comes up, and there's storage under there. But the storage, I don't believe, is big enough to fit the spare tire. What? Why not? So it says, just in case, all-terrain tires have you covered in any environment. Bring a spare tire for when you go where roadside assistance can't. But you just lost half of your bed space, or at least a third of it right there. Boom. Gone. Oh, well. Anyway. There you go. There's your extra your extend your adventure. So there's in the range extender, so you can get 470 plus range.
Look how much bed it takes.
But again, it takes up as much as a spare tire. So if you need a spare and you need a range extender, now you have no bed. I'm sorry, I'm having fun with this, and I know this is probably I'm probably being ridiculous, and they'll prove us wrong. So let's look at pricing and everything.
So you don't have to worry about chips, but you do have to worry about fingerprints.
Yeah. You get a free clean kit. Okay, so the rear wheel drive that is available is 250-mile range, which is equivalent to the standard, which is about 20 miles more than the standard range. So here's my beef with Tesla on this. So if you actually look, who was it? Somebody did some research, and they actually drove these vehicles, and they listed what their estimated range was, and Tesla's was about what was it? It was like 50 or 60% of that estimated range was their actual range. The Fords were 75% or something like that. No, Fords were 90%. Theirs were 75%.
Yes.
So they might say that they have more range than the Lightning, but it's, again, just them saying that they do.
Yeah.
Whether it will really get the range and estimated in real life probably is not going to happen.
And here's the thing. Those were probably during the optimum weather conditions. No wind, sunny day, no weather.
And that's what they do, is they'll compare them with the same situations on both. But I guarantee you that'll probably get similar range to the Lightning standard range. Available 2025. So they won't be available for another year. So you can't get one of these right now. So let's not even talk about it. By the way, $61,000 for that configuration, which is more expensive than even an XLT standard range or a Pro standard range Lightning.
Right.
So they both come in under that. Their all-wheel drive version, that is be similar to what you get for the extended range Lightning, and again, they're saying that they outrange it by 20, which again, real world probably isn't. You get the range extender. They didn't tell the cost of that, I don't think. This in here is $80,000, $79,900. So you still get the tax credit, $79,900. So that'll be equivalent to a Lariat. By the way, Ford Lightning has an XLT called the Flash, or it's the Flash edition. That's $70,000 extended range, all-wheel drive, 320 range. So now that's $10,000 less than the Cybertruck. But if you get a Lightning, though, you're going to look like all the other F-150s. So.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want something unique and different, there you go. So, yeah, I joke about it, but I don't know. I did mention on Threads that I'm like, you know what? I don't think that I
My
could.
comment's
I could
been-
drive a triangle down
My
the
comment's
road.
been, so I feel like he went into a kindergarten classroom and said, "Draw me a truck," and that's what he got.
It's got all kinds of shapes. You got triangles going there. You got what are these like?
Hexagon.
Is that hexagon?
Yeah, like
Around
half a
there.
hexagon.
And then the wheel. Look at the. If you look at the close up on the tires, even the tires like have like the shape of the tread or on the sidewall.
Really?
Is there any good shots of it? Right here, even the tire has the it's cut out for the little stop things right there. Yeah, I saw some close ups of it. It's
Maybe
kinda funny.
aerodynamic, but geez, it's ugly.
Anyway, so there you go. So
You know, I complain that all the cars nowadays look exactly alike.
and they went outside the box.
They did.
Outside the box, they went to a triangle. You could have a box. So heck with the
But-
box.
Yeah, heck with the box. Let's do something different. But
Yeah.
at the same time, that's too outside the box.
All right. Anyway, I am kind of biased too.
It's a fashion
I'm
statement.
kind of a Ford guy. I am kind of a Ford guy, but I will admit that I still think that there are some great EVs out there that I do like the
I like
the
the
Volkswagen
Ioniq.
ID4. I like the Ioniq 5. I like
Mhm.
the 6 as well.
I think if I went for EV, I'd go with an Ioniq.
Well, I think we were looking at electric vehicle sales, and Volkswagen's ID4 is one of the top.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the Teslas, but it's like third or fourth.
Yeah.
It outsells, I think, the Lightning and the Mach-E put
Yeah.
together.
Right.
And I said, well, it probably does help what the price range is on it. And the other thing that helps on that too is the free Electrified America charging.
Yeah.
So
I was talking to someone.
Janitors pick
1
up the
second.
trash. I'm like, he was just out here rolling it around. Evidently, it got full and he had to go take it out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyway,
So, can you see Sarah driving the kids to school in Kansas? And that, no. But I was talking to someone. And I was like, "Yeah, the Ioniq. I really like it." And they're like, I was like, the Ioniq 5, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And then we saw the Ioniq, and he's like, "That's not an Ioniq." I was like, "That's the Ioniq 4
hybrid
or the
version.
6." No, it was like the 6, and he's like, "But that's an SUV. You show me the car." I'm like, "Okay, so you have to kind of think of it like Tesla. They have the Model Y, the Model E, and all these different models, and they're different, right?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's not their generation. That's what size they are. The Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6 and the Ioniq 4 are all different sizes of their EV vehicle."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, okay, that makes more sense."
Yeah. So there's some good ones. And I drove the Kia EV6 and I was impressed with it. So I like that. So I'm
Yes.
not totally biased to necessarily Ford, but
I like
I don't
Volvo's
like
program.
I don't like that. I don't like the
Order
Cybertruck.
a Volvo EV.
But here's the deal. They revealed it in 2019. First deliveries 2023, 4 years. But if you want the rear wheel drive standard range, you got to wait yet another year. So the one's available right now. Oh, and we didn't mention the Cyber Beast or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. It's $100,000 for that one, and that gets you the faster. I don't know what all you get. So you can go 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. So again,
if Elon Musk buys Ford, that'll be. I don't know. I don't know what that's gonna do.
I don't want to think about
Nope.
it. Anyway,
Although
I
I
don't
gotta
know.
say, Volvo, you order a Volvo, an EV Volvo, and they will fly you to Sweden to pick up your vehicle from a specialist, and then you get 2 weeks to travel Europe, and then you drop it back off with their specialist, and they ship it to your house, and you fly back.
Yeah. Now, I mean, a lot of people are like, okay, they're saying, well, what truck stuff can't do that other trucks can? It's not necessarily that it maybe can't haul the stuff. You can throw in the rock and everything, and it'll haul it just fine, and it'll tow your trailers just fine. But the utility of the truck and what it can do, that Ford has has evolved and done. I mean, and we don't know. We haven't seen a lot of the test drive videos and such, but I'm curious on some of the technologies, like being able to back up a trailer. Does it have the technologies to help you do that, like Ford has done? Some of the different things like that, like your onboard scales. Like I was thinking about that today. I said, does it have onboard scales that can measure that, or does it Elon think, hey, it can handle as much as you can put in it, so we don't need to worry about something like that? Smart hitch, backing up to the trailers and all that, because I guarantee you somebody that has never driven a truck, which he probably hasn't, trying to back up the trailer, I want to see that. You might need a hitch assist. But some of those technologies and such that they've evolved to, the Pro Power on board. Okay, they're talking about this stuff. Now, one of the things I haven't seen is there's LED lights on the front, there's LED lights on the back. I don't see any other, unless they're under the mirrors and they just aren't seeing it. But I want to know, like, here's the other thing. They're talking about taking it off-road. And if you go off-road, there's just certain things you do when you go off-road. And there's some there. If you go off-road, you go camping. They showed camping in the campsite and everything. Here's some things that Ford came out with, that the zone lighting. That's
why they need the candles.
That's why they need candles. Zone lighting is something that you can actually get on a Bronco. If you go up to the Lux package, I believe you can get zone lighting, where you can actually cast lights beside the vehicle that the Lightning has. They're thinking about people that are finishing up their day working on the job site that needs to clean up and pick up those tools, that those extra lights in the back and in the bed come in handy. Does that have that? I want to know that.
Like right now in winter, farmers want to work till 7 o'clock at night. You can't.
It gets dark at 5.
Yeah, it gets dark at 5, but they still need to finish their work day to 7 o'clock. They need that zone lighting. Really helps, because
the LED spotlights that are on the side of the mirrors that you can get,
see
that kind of stuff. I want to see them mount some rigid lights on those mirrors. Where are they going to mount? Where are you going to mount that kind of stuff?
So I was going to say, I don't.
You could put those on any of the mirrors on the.
A light just turned on from the inside.
Inside of what?
Inside of the truck.
Oh yeah, I saw that earlier. They were showing that.
Well, okay, so he didn't even want the mirrors on there. I highly doubt that they've put lights on those mirrors.
I mean, it's things like this. Ford is real big about talking to the people. Hey, go use this. What are some things you like to see in your truck that
they talk to the farmers? They talk to their consumers that are using these the most.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that they brought to the Lightning that. And even their other the regular F-150, that are just nice, convenient features that they just don't, they're not doing. And I mean, I don't see it on their vehicles. And if they're there, great. I love to see that. And when we see some more people test driving and stuff, I think we'll see that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing those. And I think there are a couple out right now. I know Marcus Brownlee's done one and somebody else. So I want to go watch some of those test drives. Yeah. Somebody actually test drove it, and they basically, I just felt like they were a Tesla commercial.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, about how awesome and great and everything it is. And it was all about how it was faster than that vehicle. It could out-tow that vehicle and this and that. And I'm like, I don't care about if it's faster than this vehicle or this or that. It's a truck. You need to do truck things. As a truck, you're not trying to outrun the other truck beside you. Right? It's about, you want more horsepower and torque so you can tow and haul more than that other vehicle, the other brand. Like, how well does it work? And that's what trucks are supposed to do, is to work.
Yeah.
And
I would be eager to
I want to see
if they're going to have it at any auto shows. Like the Ioniq, you can get a test, can get a ride in it.
So we've been to quite a few auto shows now. When was the last time you saw a Tesla at an auto show?
Vegas.
We're supposed to be in California at the LA Auto Show. I think they were supposed to be there.
Vegas. We saw, didn't they have Tesla there?
They had Teslas driving people around, but they didn't have Teslas there. Anyway.
It looks like a $5,000 windshield replacement when the time comes. Which
one wiper.
That's
as big as a fishing pole. The guy actually joked about how he was doing that. That's how big it was. Huge.
I'm eager to see the reviews.
They say though, crash test and all that it does really well, that it can't flip over, supposedly, that they had something hit it, like a side collision where it normally would roll over and it didn't roll over, that it went up and then it came down.
Yeah.
I think that it actually is being categorized as a Super Duty though, and not in the mid-size truck category. I think they said because
So it'll be
for some
interesting to
reason.
see
So they're-
in person what the room looks like, what it actually looks like compared to an actual human being.
yeah. Anyway, that's all fun though. I
Yeah.
mean, so we'll see. Only time will tell, and we'll get more reviews and such. But I do want to, know that. I mean, let's see people use them as truck stuff and all that. But anyway, but a lot of upgraded technologies in there, so we'll just see.
My
I think
gosh,
the battery's smaller than the Lightning
Yeah.
extended range. Theirs is like 122 or something versus
Mm.
131, which is funny. Why is the range more? Probably because it's a triangle. So
Yeah.
aerodynamic,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
We'll see, but no frunk. I mean, that frunk area is like I'm like it's a joke. And there's what's funny is there's lots of room. That the dash is deep. It's like they could have made more and put more there. I mean, Lightning has usable stuff. You can
But-
put junk in there. You can. I mean,
But
so much.
did they make the dash like that on purpose for better crash test ratings?
Maybe that's why they don't want the frunk.
I use candles at a campsite. Citronella.
There you go. Anyway, we'll see.
right. Yeah.
Looking forward to that. But at least it gets us talking. It's something, and that's what Elon's about. He's about
Talk.
he's about getting noticed and everything else and getting people talking and all that. So he created something that is just obscure and weird and so I always thought it was weird because whenever I saw Teslas on the road, it was either a white or a black one, right? Because it's like it costs like an arm and a leg to get any other color than that. So he's gone one step further and said, not only can you not get white or black, but you only get one color, and that's silver.
Yeah.
In a Tesla truck. So I hope you like silver because that is the
Yeah.
only color you're gonna get. Anyway, so there we go.
We've gone 15 minutes over our usual cutoff point.
Yep. Still got 91 people in here. All right.
Got
Any last questions? Comments?
Does the Ford roll-up have the Ford logo? So it did have
It did.
the
for
Ford logo,
Maverick.
and then there was something wrong with those. The felt kept coming off.
Yes, mine, the felt on my F-150 kept coming off.
Yeah.
And
So
so they
they-
changed how they did it. And because of
Yes.
that, they lost the Ford emblem because they
Yes.
needed to get them out.
Yep.
So I don't know if they now have them back in or not, but
Yes. And then I have a 23 HE. I'm guessing that's Heritage Edition. Almost here. Should I wait for the 24?
Okay, so I heard some people say that. So I think it's going to be a while to get the 24. I mean, maybe some of them will get scheduled, but there's still 1,300 that need to get scheduled or
Mhm.
something like that, or 1,600.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, the 23 is going to have the 8-inch screen versus you get the 12-inch on the 24. So I get trying to get that, but
But the 23, yours is scheduled. Yours is coming. It's gonna be here.
no?
So
I mean, I think theirs is in transit. I think
Right.
it's already been built.
right, it's in transit. So it's either
I don't know.
take the one that you currently have. It's here. You have a vehicle. Hooray! No more waiting. Or wait.
I get though them wanting the bigger screen.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean,
For me, though, if I've been waiting for a vehicle and it's finally here, I'm going to take it.
yeah. I guess the question is that you probably want to ask is, oh yeah, you can't order a 24 now. That's
Yeah.
right. Ragnarcon mentioned that.
Yes.
Heritage Edition is done, so you
stick
can't
with
order
your-
a 24.
Stick with the one you have.
So if you have a 24 on order already, then that would, and you have the 23 coming in, that could be a possibility. We actually had some people, so we had a few 23s that we were like, okay, these people need to order because they're not scheduling. And so we ordered their 24 and then their 23 ended up getting scheduled.
Yes.
Forgot to cancel their order. So their 24 got scheduled too.
Oh, shoot.
So a couple of them. I was like, I guess I can pick which one they want. And if they're looking at Big Ben or whatever, they might want the 24 instead. So anyway.
Yeah. Do you think we'll have allocations for Heritage Broncos in February?
I don't know.
Okay. We'll have to see. I know that your order is with us and it's not scheduled yet.
We'll see 2 doors that aren't scheduling yet. So
Yeah.
And our allocation, what happens is they actually give us allocations, and they don't say the Raptors the only difference. They don't usually say you're getting 10 of these allocations. Now they
Yeah.
kind of did that. It's really weird that they did that for they are putting Heritage and Everglades in with the Raptors, but that was I've never seen them do that
It was
before.
unusual.
It
They might
was.
be going to a different system with Broncos for 24.
Yeah. So we did, we had 20 Bronco allocations, and then like 10 of them were for the specialties, and all of our 4-door Heritage got scheduled, all of our Everglades got scheduled, and our one Raptor, and then the other 10 were for the other Broncos. So I guess maybe they're going to do that for Heritage and make sure try to get those scheduled for us. But yeah, we don't have too many Heritage. I think we have 4 2-door Heritage Edition orders.
Yeah.
I think all of our 4-doors have gotten scheduled, and the only thing left for our Heritage Editions is the 2-doors. And I think we only have 3 or 4. So you're going to be, and your priority 3, Chris, because you had a 23 ordered with us. So when we put yours in, I put it as priority 3. So you're going to have the higher priority. So when we do get those, so we'll have to find out when they start scheduling 2-doors again. So hopefully it is next month.
All right, we are at 9:50. We
All
don't
right.
have any more questions. I
It
think
is
it's
late.
time to. We still have 90 viewers.
Yeah, we went on about Cybertruck for a while in the Maverick Christmas list.
Yes.
And by the way, we're going to do Bronco next week. So if you have any suggestions on stuff, then
Send them out.
Send them our way. Email us to us.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that's it.
Yep.
All right. Ready to go?
Yep.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to smash the like if you haven't. And appreciate you guys joining us this long. Yeah. So, all right. Looking forward to going off rodeo. All right. That's it. Thank you guys very much for watching. And don't forget, until next week or next video, stay positive, be kind to one another,
and be kind to yourselves.
And we'll see you later.